my fault, but then also the dildo conversation derailed it quite heavily.
I thought you didn't want to talk about dildos on the stream.
No, I just didn't want the dildo pictures like permanently seared into the Discord.
That camera quality is sickening.
Matt,
Matt, you look.
I've never seen your paws before.
so gorgeous.
You look so realistic.
I know, right?
It's like you're a real person.
They can touch everything but themselves.
20 quid. 20 quid, camera.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'd need that.
I think these are all. You organised all my cars, didn't you, Josh? Yeah.
Yes, we did organise your claret card.
I'll send you a link, Ulrich.
You say we, you did it all.
Please.
Stunning.
You helped. You were there.
Oh yeah, that's fair. And I've got my mini dice, which I can't show on webcam because of the fucking stupid sky.
Yeah. But we're switching tomorrow, so it'll be fine. We have a fuck ton more bandwidth, so hopefully it'll be fine.
Yeah. We're gonna download all the shit.
This is also, if everything goes well, this will be my last ever 100% sober D&D session.
Hooray!
Yay!
Oh, I feel really bad. Oh, I feel really bad that you can't
You've
drink in the last
no,
one.
you've done well, Josh.
Thanks, it's been awful. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
I agree. He should never do it again. No one ever encourage him.
Yeah, that's fine. Not gonna.
Good.
You prefer your partner's drunk.
Just this one. He gets really grumpy without booze.
Okay, one thing that I spoke to a different person about and then remembered is, am I coming through twice in some fashion?
Not for me.
I feel like I'm hearing myself back. I can definitely.
you might
somebody
be
playing out of speakers.
I can hear you twice.
Yeah.
I can't.
All right, hang on.
Own up! Own up!
It's
Come on.
Sevi.
What? Why?
Yeah, I
We're
was coming
talking,
through there.
and we're coming out of you, Sevi.
Oh, maybe maybe I'm just too loud. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Is
It
that
seems
better?
to be fine now. No,
Or maybe
I
it's
can
because
still
I
hear
have.
It's echoing through like Sevi's, so.
Sevi, do you have Skype not muted or something? Because you're in Skype.
No,
you have to
it's muted on the devices and it's muted in Skype.
muted on the volume mixer thing.
Yeah, Skype's
Skype's
at 0, system
Legends.
sound, master. Yeah, the only thing that's on is Discord.
Do you
Obviously, I
want to
need that.
change your tolerance down because you turned it up for some reason? I can't remember where I told you to turn it up last time, and then I said
Yeah,
that you'd have
I
to turn
didn't,
it down again. You didn't turn it up.
No, I forgot. I definitely meant to. 1 minute. Voice and video. Pull it down. No.
Well, speak and you'll see what you want. I think to the left is
I
you
have
are heard
got
more
that.
often.
So you want it like
To the
this more?
right.
Hello, hello, hello. Test, test, test.
Max, talk loudly.
Hello?
The
Talk
right.
louder?
Yeah, louder than that.
Hello? Hey!
Seems
Hey.
fine.
Ah!
Stop shouting at me.
You said talk loudly.
It's just like Max on WoW again. Just
Oh my god! Giants!
Okay,
Horses!
Sevi, recap.
recap.
Yeah, let's
Welcome,
finally
people.
start D&D.
I'll have the
Literally
recap. It's all your
23
fault.
minutes
you ordered
late.
pizza. We
Let's
sitting
go.
around stuck in prison. We then get a short visit from my parents saying that they're doing everything they can to get us out, but it's proving quite difficult as we started a problem in the palace. We decide to wait it out until we get awoken with big bags over our heads and our hands cuffed behind us. We get taken by a bunch of people who we seemingly don't know and walk for hours. We try using some magic, but ultimately the cuffs seem to stop it. We end up finally getting taken to a camp that's surrounded by seemingly the heart and some old guy. He talks about the prophecy, and Fina is
You
in front
changed
of
the
us.
tolerance too
who-
much, I think.
Oh my god! Now you've gone weird.
You just swapped your microphone, Josh.
Did I? How?
I don't know, but it's like
On
you're
Discord?
talking. Oh god! Stop.
You sound like you're in like a
You
bloody depressurization room or something.
Yeah, it sounds like you're on.
Discord doesn't say my settings are
Oh
wrong.
god! Stop.
Go back in your
Ulrich.
settings, Josh.
That's hilarious.
More
The
technical
compression
issues.
guy sank. That's perfect description.
I haven't done
That
anything.
is
Oh
bang
god!
on.
Stop.
Oh no, your camera is
It's
on
bang
max.
on.
That was weird.
Oh lord.
My what?
Like there was like a little box with your camera that was just over
Yeah, that was
Max's.
Skype.
See, I was the
All
problem.
I did was start the music in Discord.
Oh, turn that shit
Stop
off. 'cause it's like-
depressurizing, Josh.
Oh god, can you see your keyboard and everything?
Has that changed it?
No.
No.
Cool, I'm gonna quit Discord and come back in. It's gonna be one of those ones where we start 3 times over.
Yeah, wow.
How about now?
Oh, you're back.
Oh, you're back.
Alright,
Oh
hang
yeah,
on.
he's out of the chamber.
How about now?
Yeah, you're okay.
Still
Yeah,
good?
You're good. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good.
Test, test, test.
I can't hear the bot anymore.
Test.
Yeah, no, I can't hear the body anymore either. Oh,
How about now?
oh, can you speak?
Hello, test,
Yeah.
test.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
You're good.
And I think I can hear the
Okay.
bot.
Yeah, I can hear the bot.
Your
just
mic
coming through.
definitely like broke for a second and then logged and like came back in. So
I don't know
that
why.
definitely was what did it.
It's probably I don't know. I don't care. Back to what we
Anyway.
were talking about.
Crazy man, talks about the prophecy. Fina tries to talk to Vice. She gets stabbed through the heart, deaded. Nemea runs over to try and save her. Ultimately, the big guy goes back in his tent, and the Heart of Dawn jump on us. We manage to get our weapons, and the battle begins. I didn't write down the rest, but we picked off loads of the little guys, if not all of them. No. Brain. No. Elcas. Oh, I was really trying hard to not say Lael. Did some like super thunder move and like brought down the storms. I don't remember what you two did. Sorry about that. And then Crazy Man came outside, did some serious damage with all his like elemental stuff, and then poofed into disappearingness. I'm pretty sure now we're trying to run around the field trying to find him.
Yeah, punching the air, trying to find him.
Half of that was memory rather than written. And I have some notes for you, Josh, in terms of combat.
1 sec. Because I have a note at the top. My thing.
Mine are spells.
What the streamers now are going to say. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
What? Oh, your
Cody.
cactus
see
names are going to be in there.
Juicy.
Ooh.
Oh,
Cat
Lord.
Toadie.
No,
So-
love bunny.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
I think we've been doing two single weapon fighting wrong. So like dual wielding.
Who
What?
dual wields?
Elcas dual wields. And so did
How have we
Lael.
been doing wrong?
He's
So
wrong.
my understanding is that we're currently doing it. You get proficiency on the first to hit, but not the
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's wrong. So what I have here, it's actually about adding your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack.
Okay.
So you'd get proficiency on both to hits, but when you roll the damage of the second attack, it doesn't take dex into account. So it's just a flat dice.
So no plus.
No
on the
plus on the second.
Oh,
Oh,
on
okay.
the second
So I
sword.
get the to hit, but not the.
Yes.
plus
So
and-
your to hit
Okay.
goes up by 3 currently, but your damage will drop by whatever your dex is because you're using dex weapons. Without any additional feats, can you wield and use 2 weapons at once? And if so, how many actions is required to make a full attack? You can wield and attack with 2 weapons without any special class feature or feat.
Okay.
As long as both weapons are light weapons, you can attack with both at the cost of an action for the first attack as normal, and then a bonus action for the second attack. Second attack does not receive your ability modifier as a bonus to damage the way attacks normally would. So that's making it sound like it costs a bonus action as well.
Huh?
As long as both weapons are light weapons, you can attack with both at the cost of an action for the first attack as normal, and then a bonus action for the second attack. The second attack
what?
does not receive your ability modifier as a bonus to damage. Fighters and some other classes have an option for their fighting style class, which is also called, confusingly, 2-weapon fighting. This feature is not required to attack with 2 weapons as described above. The benefit it gives you is it allows you to add your ability modifier to the second attack. Dual wielder
So
feat is
dual wielding
likewise...
shit.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing of it taking your bonus action. Let me just
Yeah.
look at...
Can we just homebrew? No.
Well, I don't want to homebrew something that is like only favouring one person. Usually when we homebrew a rule, it's because it's like fair across the board.
It's
just
been
look at the
fine
book.
this whole time.
It's been wrong this whole time though, and I want to do it right.
But we like wrong.
Player handbook.
I
Let me
enjoy
just
wrong.
check the player handbook for this one thing, because I don't think what I was looking at suggests that it uses your bonus action.
Oh, shit.
When you go to it, you can add your ability sets to. Yeah, see, it only says 2-weapon fighting. The thing that you can get with some classes adds the ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. It doesn't say anything about it costing a bonus. Does dual wielding cost your bonus action? Let's see. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talking amongst myself.
Some of connects to weapons.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm ready for this to be over.
What?
All of this.
Yeah, it does seem to use your bonus. Caveat of this bonus action attack made with your offhand weapon is that it doesn't include your ability modifier to its damage. Besides this, it's the same as any other weapon attack. Yeah. Yep, so that's right, and I think I had it half
That
right.
would make sense because the whole point of getting the dual wielding feat means that you can do it, right?
No, that just makes
So
it
I
so
think
that
that dual wielding is literally for the fact that you can get both weapons out at once.
no, it's
And then
for
add
hitting.
whatever
It's for
onto it.
hitting twice in one turn, at the penalty of your bonus action and slightly reduced damage. The 2-weapon fighting feat is to be able to add your ability modifier to the damage of the second one. You also get +1 bonus to AC whilst you're wielding a weapon in each hand. I think it also foregoes the light thing, even when the one-handed melee weapons you're yeah. So for Elkas and Lael and anybody else who wants to dual wield that doesn't have a dual wield feature or a dual wield feat, your weapons have to be considered light. It does use your bonus action to hit the second time, and the second time does not get the benefit from strength or dex depending on how you're hitting.
Ugh.
I made a note of it in between so that I could get it right, and then we could use it going forwards. It's not going to come up too much in this combat, I wouldn't imagine, and then we're going to stop for ages, so again, it's probably not going to come up for a while, but I wanted to confirm it one way or another.
I don't understand how we got it wrong for so long.
Because of Matt is the quick answer. Matt was doing some weird stuff with dual wielding and Kira in campaign 1. I think he had a whole bunch of homebrew rules, which I then used as raw, thinking they were the real rules, and it turns out they're not. No offense
So
to
how
Matt,
did
it's just how he did it, and I thought it was he was doing it normal.
how did you find out? Was it like people telling you, or?
No, it's come up whilst I've been building different characters, and I saw it, and realised I was doing it wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
It does seem a little bit vague because there's, like, everyone refers to it as dual wielding, but there's also a two-handed feat or two-weapon fighting. There's also a two-handed fighting and a two-weapon skill that's relevant to some classes. So that's probably that's probably added to the confusion of how the fuck it actually works. But that's what we'll do, rules as raw going forwards, and like I say, it's probably not going to come up much today, and then we're going to stop for ages, so it's all good. That was at the top of my list. So we ended the combat with you guys facing off against Olsov. He'd mentioned, or I think it had been mentioned in the run-up to you guys being brought to camp, that not everybody of the Heart of Dawn was there. They were out on various missions and things like that, and though some had been asked to come back under the news that they thought they'd found what they were looking for, not many had got back in time. I need battle music. What can we go with?
I have, I think, your concentration spells for the different people.
Okay, cool. We'll go through that in a sec. Let's just put
letting
in
you know
some
that's
sort of
what I've
battle
got.
music. Okay, this'll do. We'll use this. It's maybe a bit upbeat, but we'll go with it anyway.
It's our last session, man. That is upbeat.
Only for a little bit.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you back on the map. turn order back out.
Oh, I'm gonna start getting out my
Bring it
cards.
in.
Yeah, man.
Maybe a bit
Final.
high-handed.
Do it, man. It's our last one.
Okay, so Nemea is down here in the south. Elkas is here. This is Vice. And this is Livia. Everybody looking relatively bruised. I believe we stopped at the top of the round. The last time you had any indication of where Olsov was, it was about here. Give me the rundown of concentration spells, Sebi.
Okay, so I've got Beacon of Hope up,
Uh-huh.
and that's the max healing spell, I believe.
Right. And do you have 8 more rounds on that?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah.
It was relatively recently that I've done it. It might be one more though at the end of the turn. Drop it down to 7.
Okay.
Elkas Moonbeam.
Moonbeam, yeah, he's got this moon here. I think
And then
I'll
I have
move-
written-
Is it on the token layer? Yeah. It looks like it's behind the map. Anyway, carry on.
And then I have written Baddie Invisible.
Yes, Olsorb still has great invisibility going, which I will. Oh, that was a terrible choice. That's what happens when we've been away for a little bit. I click on the new tab and hide the map immediately. Let's check greater invisibility. Invisibility, because I'm pretty sure it's not concentration.
Have we done it so that I can see everyone's health now?
Yes,
Yeah.
you should be able to see everyone's health, can you? Oh no, it is concentration. Let's check his. Oh, okay. No, I have been counting his concentration, so we're fine. Okay, so top of the round. Olsorv was last seen here. It is Nemea's turn.
My turn.
Yep, you're top of the round. You're drawing with Vice for initiative.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Because we don't know where Olsov is.
Yes, you don't
Yeah.
currently know where he is.
Last scene here.
Yeah, you are
Last
far
seen him.
south, below the ice spikes that are signified by that blue, and the flames that are kind of licking up the side of the fence that you will have to pass through if you want to get back into the fray.
Okay, so he was around here.
Last scene where Elkas's moonbeam is, yeah.
Okay, he didn't hit him with the moonbeam though, did he?
I believe he did, but I'm not sure.
Nobody knows because we can't fucking see him.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did, at least for one round.
I'll move
We don't know that.
to like here.
No, I
And
think I described it as like you saw like singes from like singe smoky marks from like higher up than just on the ground. I think you did. I remember giving you a sort of confirmation that you did hit him with it, which means you knew he was in that 4 block of square thing.
Okay.
Carry on.
Well,
sorry.
I want to use my repelling blast because I'm hoping that might kind of expose him somehow, like
Okay.
kind of over, or maybe this one I'll hit, this like top
That's
right.
Or does that mean Moonbeam?
That's moonbeam.
Yeah. Oh, the
Okay.
top right of his moonbeam. I'll cast a repelling blast on that
Okay.
spot.
You can push the creature up to 10 feet away from you in a straight line.
Where
Yeah.
am
Is it awesome?
I? Am I
Oh,
up
I'll
there?
need his stats.
I think you're up with me
Yeah, that's.
near the entrance.
Ah, shit.
Near the entrance of the little hut or whatever it is.
Everything's opening on the wrong screen.
We return after 2 weeks. Everything's.
Everything's different. So did you roll to hit? You need to roll to hit with your Eldritch
Oh.
Blast, don't you?
Ah!
Oh, you did it the Reddit way.
My bad.
Is this Witcher?
Yeah. Don't say that though,
Yes.
we'll get copyrighted.
Oh,
19.
Okay, as far as you're aware, that will hit.
Okay, do I roll damage? No?
Well, we'll say this. You slam the Eldritch Blast into that area, it passes through the sort of rough kind of waist height you're aiming at and slams into the ground a little bit behind. And you don't see anything to give away that like something has been shoved 10 feet in regards to like a dispersion of
Okay.
the mud in the ground below. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
I want to yell out, we need to expose him!
Gross.
This is not James Charles.
Where was he last seen?
He was last seen in the moonbeam, and it is your turn, Vice.
So it's still here, yeah?
As far as you're aware, he's still there.
Round.
Though Nemea did just fire a Eldritch Blast into the moonbeam sort of area and didn't hit anything that she could tell.
Okay. Could I let me fire an arrow.
Fire an arrow.
Yeah, shoot an arrow.
Interesting. Okay.
Somewhere around. Actually, hang on a minute. If I move. Oh, wait a minute. He's just invisible, right? So if we hit him, then he will come out, right?
No.
You won't break his invisibility, but you will hurt him.
Okay.
Well, if you make him fail his concentration check, you'll break his invisibility.
Okay. Cool. Let me check my movement. Sorry.
What's up to you, Josh?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna move. Yeah. And no, that's too far. And oh dear, oh dear. Okay.
Just to remind
Okay.
you guys, because it has been a short while, you can hold your action to do something like fire an arrow at the space that a spell originates from, when it happens. For example, if you're expecting him to do an Eldritch Blast, you could say, I want to hold my action until a point of origin for an offensive spell arises, and then you could fire at that location. But if that doesn't happen until it gets back to your turn, then you would waste your action waiting for a trigger that never came.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna move here, and I'm going to cast, please.
Thunderwave?
Thunderwave. Yes. How did you know?
You only have one spell, or you think you only have one spell.
No, but it's the only one that does. It does area damage. It's the only one. And this is probably
Check
better.
you're not within range of allies.
I did. That's what I was doing.
Well, it's double range for allies, so
It's
you'll
15.
kill Elgas.
15, 15 feet. No one's around me.
No, yeah, you're fine.
I made sure this time, the mayor.
Cool. Good.
Okay, cool. So that is a con save.
Okay. Yeah. What does he have to beat?
16.
Okay. Cool. So
Sweet.
you slam down this energy of it's lightning, right? It is called lightning.
It's,
no, it's
lightning,
thunder.
yeah.
It's thunder.
Yeah,
Thunderwave.
thunder, yeah. That's
So this
2d8.
booming sound is heard as thunder and sparks fly away from Vice, kicking up dust and dirt all around him. The electricity jumps around on the ground. You don't hear... Actually, roll perception for me, Vice, as the point of origin for this. Okay.
fucking hell.
You don't hear particularly anything outside of the kind of booming sound of thunder. It kind of... what's the word? Like, it's so close to you that it stops you from really picking up on anything else. Do you want to do anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I mean, so what? Are you saying I didn't hit him?
Doesn't seem like anybody got hit.
Wow,
There was no
okay.
cries
Can
of
I-
pain or anything.
Can I look out for... Can I use my bonus action or to just look around to see if I can see anything?
Yeah, sure. Roll investigation for me.
Investigation.
It's
There you go. I got it.
cool. So you look around, and as the dust kind of settles because of the like kicked up nature of everything in the immediate vicinity to you, you're unable to really make out too much in the surrounding area. Is that your whole turn?
Yeah, sure.
Elkas, you are up.
Cure wounds.
Okay, cool. So you spend your
Oh,
action
you take maximum
doing.
healing.
Yes,
What?
that's true.
I have Beacon of Hope, which
Because
means
you got
you
Beacon of Hope
take
on you.
full healing possible in any healing situation.
So that's just 8 plus 5 healed,
Okay.
which is 13.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna run. God, I forget. 5, 10, 20.
Cure Wounds is an action, right?
Huh?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other one's a bonus. It's whatever the other one is.
Healing Word, I think, is the
Crap
bonus
one.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I
Where you
don't
going,
think
Elkas?
healing word. Yeah, I'm just getting confused. Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, about there.
Did we do experience last session, by the way?
I think so,
I think we
because
did.
I definitely did some.
I don't remember doing it, but
Okay.
that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
It's been a while. I think we did it because we knew we were going to stop in the middle, so I would have done it knowing that I would have forgotten otherwise.
How far can I move?
We're on just over 8,000, and we hit level 5 at 6.5.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it
so we
sounds
must
like
have
you've had a
done-
fair amount
Yeah,
of XP.
yeah. We've had a fair amount of XP, and we've not had these sheets for long, so you must have.
Mhm. You doing anything else,
Uh,
Elkas?
Yeah, I want to move Moonbeam, like. Trying to think of a decent place to sort of put it. Chuck it to about. Wait. Right here. Like these 4 squares
Those ones.
from that point, yeah. And then I want to use my reaction to shout out spread out to everyone,
Okay.
and that'll be it.
Cool. No problem. Okay, so that's the end of your turn. Right. So, at the top of the round then, just before Livia. Cool. Move this over here. You guys, I need you all to roll perception for me, please.
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool, Elkas. Free action, no worries.
12.
I think it was 8. I cannot
10.
actually remember. Yeah.
Mine was 23, by the way.
10. 'cause
Okay,
I
that's
rolled
quite high.
absolutely rubbish.
Okay, so Vice then, as the only one really rolling that high, you see and eventually start to hear Vice. Something that I will do in a moment. 1 second. So you see these people show up
Great. Oh,
as a detachment of, seemingly based on how they're dressed, members of the Heart of Dawn finally show up after being summoned a while ago when they thought that they had essentially found somebody tied to the prophecy in some fashion.
Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously?
At the same time, oh man, who remembers the voices from last session?
Mm-hmm.
Also just had the sort of older guy's voice, right?
Yeah. Old
Yeah.
man.
Old
Grizzly.
man.
Like the old favourite guy
Okay,
from,
cool.
from the other
Lucy,
campaign.
Lucy,
Yes.
I need you to leave the room or close your ears.
Oh, are you whispering for it?
Yep.
Okay. I'll exit. Ah.
BRB. I'm taking the music with me. Actually, I'm not going to bother.
she has no access head.
She can't hear you anymore?
Can you hear me? Nope.
Cool. So, just in your mind, as Vice is kind of seeing these 6 people in the distance begin to flood into the encampment, you hear, "The Wanderer, how far you have come and your ilk before you. You will fall as I'm told he did." And that's all you hear.
Like, it's
And
really
now we're
annoying.
back.
You can come back.
Hello.
Hello.
Livia,
Yes.
as the 6 people flood into the encampment and you kind of see the expression on Vice's face, you hear, "The Follower, tell me why a god so pure, why would a god so pure allow the creation of something which could wreak absolute destruction?" And it's just sort of in your mind, you can't tell where it's coming from.
I can't tell where it's coming from.
No, I'm going to drop you back.
Oh,
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay,
oh, was that not everyone? Was that just me?
that was just you. Only you heard that.
Completely oblivious.
And Livia, it's your turn.
Okay,
Wait,
I'm gonna
what the hell?
panic. I can see these guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed a band of people running towards my group of friends.
It's mostly Vice that noticed it first, but like you can hear on your turn, you're looking
Okay,
for somebody
cool.
who's invisible. I'm going to say that like as your turns come up, you're all going to be able to recognize that these people have come in.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay, well, I'm going to go into full-on panic and adrenaline mode, and I'm going to run 35 feet, because that is my movement, to just past my sword. And then feeling the same rush of energy I felt, I don't know how long it was in time ago now, probably a few weeks ago, maybe a week ago. My eyes are going to start glowing, and I am going to use my Umbrella's Truth and fly up into the air. 25
Okay.
feet?
What?
So, did I give you a thing for it, Sevi,
No, I don't
Olivia?
think so.
You didn't have anything. Okay, bear with me for a second. Because it's called. Here we go. One sec.
I did write it all down though,
Yeah, that's cool.
I think.
I just want the description to be right.
Fucking.
I told you shit was going down.
Okay, so from Livia's back, not attached to her in any way, they seem to be phasing into the armor, kind of this faded light, ethereal wings, a huge wingspan, sprout almost out of nothingness as her eyes begin to glow white, and 2 angelic-style glowing wings sprout from her back, somehow attached but somehow not, and she lifts up into the sky about how far up?
25 feet?
Okay, let me mark you for 25 feet. Can I put FT?
Oh no, sorry. 15.
Okay, cool. So you fly up about 15 feet up, these huge wings keeping you aloft.
And while I'm in the
You
air,
will see
I'm
this.
going to cast Mass Healing Word on
Okay.
all 4 of us.
Cool.
What
which
is that?
gives
What does that
us, because with the combination of my Beacon of Hope, it's the full max healing. So it's 4 plus 5 plus 5. So everyone gets 14 hit points.
do? Right
Nice.
now, that's what we get. Oh, nice. 14.
So as the fire kind of burns on the fencing to the entrance to the camp, and you can hear it crackling in the background, there's a kick up of wind as Livia slams these wings down, causing a updraft that rises her up about 15 feet in the sky as her eyes light up white, and she reaches towards you all, kind of spinning slowly midair, generally keeping herself aloft. A soft kind of golden white flow comes out of her hands, and all of you feel rejuvenated from it as she begins to descend once more, and the wings quickly dissipate.
And then as I land, I am going to use my action, because that was a bonus, to cast Sacred Flame and
Okay.
shoot it to there.
Okay, cool.
Oh wait, actually, I didn't realise how far that was. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot to that guy.
Which guy?
This guy.
Okay, cool. Roll to hit.
Oh, D20 plus something.
I don't think I can give them numbers without giving them colours, but the colours are huge on them.
13 to hit.
That will hit.
And then it's...
Stupid paper.
I believe it's 2d8, because I'm now level 5. 9 radiant damage he takes.
Okay, bear with me.
In keeping in theme, obviously.
Damn, boy.
Okay, let's give these guys colours, because it's going to be the only way. You get attacked by a box of Smarties. Apparently you took a snapshot, Max.
Yeah, I know. I just noticed that was not what I wanted to do.
So, how much damage, Olivia?
9 radiant damage.
Okay, cool. So you slam this mote of radiant energy across the battlefield into his chest. It dissipates around him, and as he's sort of running in, quickly drawing his weapon, it slams him back, and he kind of falls to his knees for a moment, starts to stand back up, and the group quickly realise where you guys are as they come in. Nemea, you're up.
Okay, I will move up to here. 20 feet, that's fine. And then... Oh, you're kind of in the way. Does that matter? Maybe. I mean, 25.
Are you further away from the phone than you were before?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I put it on the window so I can cool it down when it gets too hot.
Ah,
Sorry. And then I move it back when we talk.
no worries.
Hello. Does it matter that Elkus is in the way?
What are you doing?
If I cast a spell?
What's the spell?
Would it be like sploosh? Do you need to ask what
Sploosh.
spell a warlock is casting?
Eldritch Blast?
Yes.
You need line of sight. I would say that Elcas is probably disrupting that a little
25.
bit.
But
Yeah,
How far
so
does it
that's
go?
fine. If you want to stand there and
60
try and
feet.
hit orange, you can do that without
Okay.
worrying about Elcas from your current position.
okay, sure. I'll
You
go.
pro-
I'll
you
go for
probably
Mr.
can't
Orange.
hit.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
you're
only
trying to hit
orange.
4 people.
No. I'll go for Mr. Orange.
Oh, okay,
Fine.
cool. So roll to hit then.
16.
That'll hit.
Yay.
Give me
What's my
damage.
damage? Which blast now? 2d10 plus 4, right?
Need to get all the things I have. The cards are becoming helpful. Don't need
Yeah.
tabs everywhere. Normally I have tabs up. It's really annoying.
Ah!
Okay,
Nat 1.
bear with me.
Ooh. Oh, actually, no, it's damage. That one, damage doesn't count.
Does it not? Okay.
No.
No,
Because
yeah,
that one is only if you roll a
It's only
d20.
Okay.
Yeah. so
1
D20,
damage.
sorry. Sorry, that's 8 total. I'm trying to math here.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, cool. Okay, so you fire this linear blast of kind of blackish electronic energy, and it slams into orange. He kind of looks at you as though you've got his attention. Vice, what do you want to do?
Oh god. Sorry. Do we know where the guy
Elcas
is?
next. You don't know where the invisible guy is, but you do know where 6 newcomers are.
Okay, screw it. I'm gonna make my way over there then, because this guy. Okay, cool. I'm gonna move. To here. That should be okay, and I'm going to shoot a crossbow at red,
You can
please.
shoot a whole crossbow. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
That's gonna hurt if it hits him on the noggin.
I'm gonna shoot a bolt,
A bolt.
from my crossbow.
Take that!
You're like holding the bolt and clicking it.
Okay, cool. So that's gonna.
Don't hate me.
You guys are hilarious. Alright,
There's
so
that
I'm
thing of shooting a bow.
There you go. 14.
That 14 to hit. Nice.
That will hit, I believe.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you. Cool. And
Oh, I'm taking my dice out. I've just realised I'm not allowed to roll them, so it doesn't matter.
6. Good sir.
6 damage.
6 damage.
Okie dokie. And that was on red, you said?
On red.
Okay. So you fire this bolt, it kind of glances off his shoulder, but you can see that he's not wearing too heavier an armor, and you do seem to have like pierced the skin. And then I have to do maths again. There we go. Cool. Is that your whole turn?
Yes, it is my turn.
Elkas, you're up. Nice, Max.
it's the only thing I could do, really.
Elkas?
Guys, are you there?
You guys are
Sorry, we
muted.
were muted because the dogs were barking. Hello.
Sorry, yeah, I was thinking really hard. I'm still stuck. I'm gonna call lightning again.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
How many spell slots do you have?
Yeah, I get 2 3rd levels, so this would be
Oh,
my
it's only
last one.
3rd level. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Only. It's the strongest we have.
Yeah, no, it's quite strong for a 3rd level, is what I was thinking.
60-foot radius.
60.
You want to square and then
Oh my god.
They're doing.
They're slowly seeing the picture I linked. It looks like you've already got some concentration up, Elkas.
Yeah, fuck Moonbeam, fuck it.
Okay, cool. And Call Lightning is 100 rounds, so we're good there.
Just literally assume if I ever say another concentration spell, just tell me like this one's cancelling.
Okay,
Fuck you.
no worries. And what's the area you're putting it on?
It was 60-foot radius. I can't.
Can't remember how we did it last time. Didn't we use like a square?
Yeah, something like that.
Square.
Oh, that's the
Square. Somebody drew a square. That's what we did. Let's draw a shape. We'll make it this. So you say 60, so 8 by 8.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
That's way too much.
Yeah, I was counting some other number.
Yeah.
I
I
got
was
very
like, where
lost.
are you going?
Where
And
do you
then on
want
top of
your
the
8 by 8
top of-
square?
Move it to the left, so the top left corner encroaches.
Oh, down a little bit.
Pivot.
Yeah.
Right.
Down one.
To the right,
Right one.
and then down another.
Down one.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool.
There.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I think, is it as soon as I cast it? Choose a point that you can see within
Yeah.
range, and then yeah, do the thing. So
And then do
I'm
the
gonna cast it on Mr. Blue.
Okay.
Right here.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yours is a different color.
I love Mr.
Yeah.
Blue.
Those
Above
are
one-
all the spells I have access to, Mac.
Each creature within 5
Seriously.
feet of the point
Yeah,
must
Those
make
are
a
just the ones I have
saving.
access to.
Yeah. So blue and green.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's against my 16 spell save DC, I guess.
What do they take half if?
They pass.
Half
pass?
possibly. Wait. Half as much damage on a successful one. Yeah.
Yeah. So blue saved and green didn't.
Okay, so it's 3d10s. I think it's just the same damage, and then that gets done to both of them, or
Yeah.
is it?
You don't roll multiple times. You just roll it once.
Yeah. Okay. So 3d10. Yeah. Yeah, it's +1 if it's already in destination. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Right. 3d10s. 17.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So
Is it half?
17, 16, 8 for green.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh god.
That
You
would
can
be
do math. I have faith.
Yeah. Okay. So Elkas looks up to the sky and sees relatively clear. Suddenly, clouds start to slowly gather, and you can see kind of sort of quick flashes of light blues and darker colours bellowing in the clouds, and suddenly a crack of lightning slams down directly onto Blue, kind of holding him in place as it dissipates on the ground around him. There's a impact on the ground as it booms into it, and slams out and hits Green up the side. He kind of turns towards it and grimaces and shields himself slightly. But the damage does seem to have gone through nonetheless. Anything else on your turn, Elkas?
I want to use my bonus to. I guess I just want to try and like use my Arcana to sort of see if I can sense any other magic coming from like not one of our friendlies.
I
Bad magic.
think that's
Just
maybe a
want to-
bit loose, but roll Arcana anyway. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
I just want to sort of sense if I can sense anything strong
Mm-hmm.
that's happening. I guess I don't know.
Your elven instincts. Leave it as that.
Just magic-y instincts, you know? Like we'd normally do if it's just like, you know, I want to see if I can steal magic and shit. That's Arcana, isn't it?
+5.
+5, so yeah. Good. Boop. There you go. 19.
Okay, cool. You don't detect sort of the location of anything. It definitely seems as though there are magic items in the nearby area. I would say on a 19, you feel as though the tent that Ulsorv came from has something going on in there.
Okay.
Not necessarily a person, but perhaps something of magic importance. Or
And I guess
power.
it's just sort of feeling that there's just sort of magic-y shit going on.
You
because
just kind of
obviously-
feel a general aura from that direction that is more noteworthy than the standard ones of just your friends and their equipment.
Fair enough. That's my
Okay,
life.
that's your turn. Cool.
There you go.
So, let's deal with these guys. Okay, so first things first, they've got a few targets here, but I think they're going to want to get the fuck out of the storm. So, let's go red first. What's their movement? Okay.
Jeez. Oh, you're gonna make them all move out of the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they stay in the storm?
Wow.
They can see it. That's maybe not very
They
good.
might be dumb.
2, 3, 4, 5. Do you know what? This one's going to get to here and just stay in it. Let me reread the spell. Let's see how prominent it is. This is the problem with doing Call Lightning in an open space, is that there's nothing stopping people leaving the open space.
Yeah, I don't think you can move it. I think it just stays there.
It does, yeah.
Mm.
So it appears in the shape of a cylinder that's 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius. Yeah, so it's not like they're moving out of the square, it's more that that's the radius. 60-foot
Yeah.
radius cylinder is still going to be 60-foot radius. I think you've done this wrong already.
This
Yeah,
is
radius,
last-
diameter's
Yeah.
like 60 foot. So, say this is the radius.
Yeah.
So 60 feet
60
is like
feet
this.
radius
So it's like
is
this big.
it's twice this distance.
So it's
Oh,
covering half the map.
Sick.
Yes.
Because
What?
radius is
You've
from
done
the middle
60-foot
point of the
diameter.
Yeah,
Which,
and even then you haven't.
yeah, even then is wrong. I guess I worked it out as 5 times 8, but yeah, that's not. It should be 10 times 8. Okay.
So it
Spell
should
use
be-
oh no, is that going to hit all of us
when you
now?
cast a spell, choose a
Whoa.
point you see a
I
bottom
choose
line
one.
flashes down from the cloud at the point. Each creature within. Yeah, it's huge, and it's a circle.
Oh, hell
Yeah, but you could have put it over here, for
yeah,
example.
you could have put it over there.
And then 60 feet would have stretched. So if you'd have made the
How do
middle
I
point
change
here,
this?
60 feet would have been this, like
Is
a
there
sun
a way
across
to
the
draw
screen.
a circle?
I think so. 1 minute.
I'm sure there is. Can't you hold Alt or something? Yeah, there you
Draw
go.
shape. Regular, no.
I'm doing it.
Oh, there you
Big
go.
circle.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
rid of that purple circle so that I could draw the
How
160
do
one.
I get
I
rid
didn't
of
draw that.
Yeah, click it and press delete.
I didn't draw it.
Yes, that's why I'm
It's just
telling anyone who did draw
more
it to
square.
click it and
It's
press
just
delete.
covered. Oh,
Oh, right, click it and press delete, yeah. Oh, right. hang
Okay,
on.
you stop
Hang on,
doing
no, I've
things
got it,
now.
I've got it, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it.
Josh, why don't you just do an aura and put it on a
Map is chaotic.
dump token? Then you can get the size right.
Hmm.
Because then I have to find a token. That's why we did the shape last time. Hang on.
You just used slime last time or something.
Yeah, I could use slime, I guess.
Should just make a token that's literally just a dot.
Yeah, we did have Sal's totems once upon a time,
Yeah.
but he's not here anymore. I wonder how this comes out.
Ah, perfect.
Oh, nice. I'll be back.
It's a bit bright. I don't think that's going to work. I'm just going to use a circle.
Yeah, but why don't you just make it tiny and give it an odd aura?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I can try that, I guess.
Bzz. That's big.
So 60 feet aura. Yeah, that's how big that is.
I can't.
So-
we can't see it.
Oh,
You haven't showed
sorry.
it.
Hang on.
Like before, every time you go, it's this big, and we go, can't see it.
All right. Do you want a DM?
Whee!
Can
There you go.
you see it now? Yeah.
That's the origin point.
Yep.
I'm saying that right now. The origin point is to the right.
I was trying to put it in a place that doesn't kill you, but we can put it on you so that you don't.
No, he
I'm fine with
chooses.
it.
I choose where it goes. Ain't gonna kill me.
Yes, but because you shoot the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The origin point that it was at
Yes,
was
yeah.
about like here.
I thought it was gonna hit everyone that's in it.
Because it was like, yeah, it was that sort of square. That was about
Well,
the
so you just
origin.
want it like that then?
I mean, you can put it there if you want, sure.
I don't see why not. If you just want it to be within range of like everyone.
Yeah.
I-
It
That
seems
would have
like
still
when I
made
put
sense
it on
for
the
the
map layer, it loses the
Disappears.
aura.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
disappeared it. We just disappeared it. We it just disappeared.
It's a bit annoying. Is there some way to lessen?
You can
its
remove it
aura?
for now if we need to know exactly where
Yeah,
it is. If
make
it
it-
feels a bit wonky, because we.
Oh, that's better.
I can make it
Oh.
white.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I don't know that I can. Oh, I can
What
set
about
my own
blue?
color with a hex
Storm's
code.
kind of blue.
Because there aren't many. This might work. Oh, that's not too bad.
That's
Oh,
quite
that's alright.
Kind of
Actually.
watery.
that's stormy.
but
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, well that would have changed their turn entirely if we'd have done that right. So I'm just gonna move them slightly, since there's nothing really stopping them. Oh, but I'll tell you what I will do, given that they don't know the 5 feet rule. I will roll for them to see how stupid they are in terms of bunching up. Okay, cool. Relatively high rolls throughout. So he was at his full range, I think. The rest that went up were kind of at their full range. So I'm going to put him here.
Whoa, that's massive.
For the sake of
Fucking hell.
two of them
Yep.
rolling slightly lower, I'm going to put 2 of them close together. Cool.
This does make more sense. I was thinking how
Yeah.
you get, like, why is a storm cloud so tiny?
Yeah.
This makes much more sense, and also way more awesome.
Bloody
cool.
hell.
Taboo.
They don't know who's doing it because they don't roll. They didn't roll high enough. So I'm just going to have them hit the closest. Let me
The
see
most like
who-
telling
still
thing
you.
for me is because my ring would glow when I do magic. Like that's the closest kind of tell that anyone would see.
Well, they both rolled that one
Yeah.
to determine what's
Be-
going on.
Oh,
So
they
I'm
don't
not going to re-roll for them or see if they can see that.
And to be
now
fair,
that we know
at
what
that
it is they're
point, they
looking
were
for.
like, what, 60 feet away? They probably wouldn't have noticed a glowing ring.
No,
from
but they
that
could
far.
have run in and then seen a glowing ring.
Oh, I see.
But it's fine. So, red's going to try and shoot Vice, and that one. So that'll miss. Orange is going to go for Elcas. That is a 22.
That will-
I'm going to vary it a little bit. Green's going to go for Nemea. That is a
Me?
13. That hits you exactly.
Bahi.
So remember your hits, and we'll do the damage afterwards, okay?
Oh.
So Nemea 1, Elcas 1, Vice
Yes.
none currently. What is the range on this? Because this guy might go for Vice as well. Yes, he can. Vice, that's 1 for you.
Gosh,
Oh, that's
okay.
quite high. That's 2 for you, Elcas. And that is a 19, so that's 3 for Elcas.
I'm gonna
3
die.
what?
Hits. So
Fuck.
here is the damage.
I'm gonna
Elcas,
die.
Oh,
you will
what, 'cause
take
he's at the front.
6 plus 3 is 9 plus 7 is
Ah.
16. So Elcas, you suffer 16 damage as 3 crossbow bolts slam into you. I need you to make 3 con saves. Nemea, was it 2 hits on you?
1.
Okay. Somebody else got 2, didn't they? Did Vice get 2? Or did Vice get 2
No,
attempts?
I got one. I got 1.
3, 1, 1, and a miss.
I just got hit once.
Yeah, that's fine. Nemea, if you said it was just 1, that's 5
Yeah.
damage to you, Nemea.
Okay.
And 6 damage to you, Vice. So all
It's
of
a
you
nat
take
1
this.
and 20 and a 19.
Okay, so then the lightning's dropped.
No.
You've got
As
to
usual.
maintain concentration checks. Do you not have anything for it? Do you not have Warcaster or Resilient or anything like that?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. You are what's it called? You're the subclass that favors more wild shape, so it makes sense that your DC is slightly lower as a result and stuff like that. So no worries there. Yeah, you only needed to make a 10 because the damage wasn't higher, but a nat 1. I mean, if you'd nat 1 and it was a +9, I would have had to have checked whether or not that still made it, but that's fine. So the lightning ends. You all take the damage you took, and then I already pulled Livia. Ulrich, I need you to leave the room or plug something into your ears.
I am alone. Hello.
Cool, one sec.
Oh.
So, Nemea, you hear, just in your mind, you're not sure of the location, you hear, "The Veiled One, blind to the callings of your master, will you hold your power when her life force is snuffed out by Arthurius himself?" And it doesn't seem to sort of warrant response. And there's a number of sort of names and titles there that don't immediately make sense to you potentially. I'll let you draw your own conclusions. I'm going to pull you back in.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
And Vice.
I wanted to wow you all.
That was wow.
I have removed you, Vice. You hear, "Ah, the Keeper. Young Fina was a fool to entrust the stone to you. We thought her one of our number, but it seems she went along with us to hide the fact she knew the stone's location all along." And you hear this in your mind, you're not sure of the location of it, and it doesn't seem as though you can respond in any fashion.
Okay.
I'm going to drop you back in, okay?
Great.
Lucy, do you want to pull Ulrich back in if you haven't done so already?
Yeah, I have done.
Okay. You all then hear, "You are all here now, and soon I will hold all I need to join the gods." And that is the end of the enemy's
can
turn.
hold my penis.
Sorry, it is not.
Bum, bum, bum.
Where's Vice?
I then need
Where's me?
to check
Where is the
something.
Oh, I can zoom in now. We're close enough.
Okay, I think it's a dex save. I think everyone, let me just check.
Not again if he's doing another big spell.
It is a dex save, and it's a 20-foot radius, so 15, 20, 15, 15. Everybody make a dex save for me, please.
Bah.
Why can't it be Wiz?
Oh shit.
Okay, that's 2 passes. That's a fail.
19.
And that is possibly a pass. Let me check his DC. I think I wrote it down. No, that's a fail. So,
Oh,
everybody except
Sorry, everybody.
Nemea and Livia will take full damage, Elkas and Vice will take half of this, and the damage is... $26 if you take full,
Are you?
and,
What?
13 if you take half.
Oh my god.
Elkas, you take half.
No.
I know.
Wow.
By the way.
So 26 if you take full, 13 if you take half. As a ball of fiery explosiveness slams into the ground about here, and ooh, interesting. This guy's gonna get hit too. And I don't think it's gonna make a difference. So as the flame subsides and you have all suffered the various damage you've suffered, Elkas not looking great out of the group of you, although most of you not faring much better. One thing you do immediately notice is that this guy is dead. Because he did not notice he was in range when he did that. And it is then Livia's turn.
Yeah.
fuck?
Mm.
Beacon of Hope drops. Hello.
Oh, okay, cool. So don't give me hello. You're not the only one telling me shit on my phone. Okay, so Beacon of Hope is marked by the heart symbol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, quite a high roll to beat that one, but the nat one will do it anyway. Okay, still your turn. You're not concentrating on anything
Take
anymore
my
though.
Clock on.
Say that again, sorry? Yeah, I'm doing it now. You can take it off yourself. So you can cast another concentration spell if you wanted to.
Yeah, right. You need spells to do that.
And Nemea, you're next.
I'm gonna drink a bonus for my drink a potion for my bonus.
Oh, and
Is it
whilst I
too
remember-
late to use my reaction?
What are you using it for?
My spell that I have,
Say
Hellish
word.
Rebuke?
Hellish Rebuke,
That melee range spell.
is what? No, range 60 feet.
Oh,
but I have
okay.
that spell sniper, so that doubles it to 120 anyway.
Ooh.
But yeah.
It's not too
But then-
late if it's a reaction. It's still.
yes, I would like to use my reaction.
Okay.
And
You
cast
point your
Hellish-
finger, and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. The creature must make a dex
Yeah.
save. If you have to point your finger, surely you have to know where they are.
Hmm. But the components say voice and like.
No, visual.
Oh.
V.
Oh,
No, it's
visual.
verbal. V is verbal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, verbal,
Oh.
semantic, and material. There's the spell dictates whether or not there's a visual component.
Right, I see.
But
Um,
I'm a spellcaster. I have very high Arcana. I feel like if he cast a massive,
Perception to see where the fuck it came from.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what holding your action is for. You can use your reaction based on the fact this is a reaction thing. We might be able to do something with it. I'm just checking whether or not you have to see them. There's no need to use the ready action spells like this as long as he doesn't use he meets other conditions. No, you think
Oh, I'm gonna...
I feel like a reaction is basically the same as.
I'm not seeing anything that says you need to see.
Mm-hmm.
Rebuke. Can I cast? Blah blah blah. No, it says you point your finger. It doesn't say that you have to point it at the person that cast the spell. I'm gonna say that it's probably implied. So yeah, you point your finger at the point of origin of the spell, and at that time you would assume that that person was there. So I'll say it goes off totally.
Okay. I'll roll my damage then.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
Damn. Okay. I don't know
Get-
how
Yeah,
much
why
health he
did
has
you use
left.
that before, man?
Because I forget because it's a reaction and then I go, oh, it's too late.
Literally, you don't
Okay,
get a reaction on
shit.
every turn.
No, that's the wrong character.
Woo!
Where is yeah, but it's isn't it once per long rest or something like that? That's not infinite.
No,
No,
No, it's just
spell,
a
isn't
leveling
it?
spell.
it's just a
It's
reaction.
first level. It's a first level
Yeah.
spell.
It's just a slot.
Yeah, but she only has 2 spell slots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Oh,
so
well.
that's what I'm saying. It's not an infinite thing.
yeah. I'm pretty sure I already used my other spell slot. I think.
Oh, I think this is his health. Yes, I do have his health. Okay, cool. Ooh,
That's fucking massive. Well done.
Thank
yeah,
you.
That's
That's
huge.
awesome.
When I remember to use spells, I can be kind of useful.
I think you need to write like a big fucking post-it on your phone. Use your damn spells. Because that's awesome.
That's
many
literally
spells
like
do
my
you
only
have?
effective spell.
I know you've got 2 slots, but how many like spells? You don't have access to all of them like clerics and druids do you? You have to pick them.
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I can
No,
use them
she
all.
has access to them, but
Oh,
has
you-
But I don't
all
have
spell
many.
slots.
But I don't have many like I have.
Yeah, but you
like,
must have to prep
before.
some at least.
Yeah, I'm
No.
pretty sure.
Not that anyone's
No,
told
she
me.
chooses which one she has, and then she has access to those ones
Yes.
specifically.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
many
so how
have
many
you
do you have?
chosen? That's not the same as having access to them all. Clerics have access to the entire cleric spellbook.
Yeah, I pick like one every now and again.
Yeah,
So-
so how many have you got?
We'll get
Um,
there one day. Don't worry.
Yeah,
6 is
I've
the
got
answer. I found it in the player's handbook.
not many.
Do you have 6?
What in total?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. If you have less than that, you've not taken enough spells. That's not including your cantrips.
She has like 6 in total of ones that she chooses, but then there's other ones that get given to her.
If
Yeah.
they're from your patron, those don't
Yeah.
count towards your 6. And if they're
Okay.
cantrips, those don't count towards your 6.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense then.
There are
Okay.
all kinds of other shit from other
Yeah.
bonuses. And
So you've got like,
Yeah.
what, like 9 then, roughly?
Yeah. Some.
Yeah, cool. It's not a bad list considering. I mean, that's a fair amount of spells. I know you've only got 2 slots, but you've got
Yeah.
options there, so that's cool. Okay,
Yeah, but
so
that's like the only damaging one, to be honest, because the other one is like a flame that stays underwater and stuff, and then like unseen servant, and then like fairy fire. Like
if
none of
you,
them are like attacking.
if you've picked ones, if out of the ones you've picked, you can swap one when you level up. So if
Yeah,
you've picked one that
I
you're just
did
not
that.
using, swap it at
Yeah.
level 6.
I know. I got rid of see invisibility on the
Okay.
level up.
Oh my
We
God.
did
Nice. Good choice.
for vampiric touch,
I
and then you made an invisible boss.
didn't know you did that, to be fair.
I know you didn't know, but
So
Hilarious.
what happens then is you see this sort of blackish red fire gathering around nothing. It seems to be circling something at the entry to this tent. And as the flames kind of move off, I will say
What tent? I didn't see any.
What
Yeah.
tent?
this tent
show
here.
us the.
Nothing's
What?
happening. There
Ah.
we go. Oh God!
Look-
like
look
the
at the
whole
tent.
screen just went crazy.
The tent in the north, the big tent that
Yes,
everybody's
yes,
been
yes.
talking about.
We've just said we see
Not
it.
just talking to you. You're the only one that said it. You got
Yes.
that, Max?
Yeah.
Cool. So it goes sort of this way. And as the nothingness moves and the flame follows it, the flame sort of slowly burns away. I need to do this because that is the end of that.
Yay, we both got a cool moment.
Cool.
Woo!
And Livia, it's still your turn because that was Nemea's reaction. You mentioned drinking a potion, Livia.
Yeah, I drank a potion.
You did that? That was your bonus.
Take a sip.
And then I'm gonna have to come over here and you cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Let's see.
Ooh. Oh, Nemea. No. That is a shit ton of damage, Nemea. This happens.
Hmm?
Hang on.
Did you do your con check?
I just did it now.
Yeah, I
Why
thought you
can't
might
I
have forgotten.
get to the token. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong thing. This
You take 14 health.
as the spell fades.
Oh my.
Because he has to roll half the damage. Ooh, maybe not. Let me check. But it's con. No, it still fades. Close though. Close.
You get 14 hit points back, Alcas.
Oh, thank you.
And then as my reaction, free action, combination, whatever, can I shout to the guys, I'm out of steam, heal yourselves.
Okay, cool. You do that.
Kind of shit
No
of people
worries.
relying on me when there's nothing to rely on, like.
Yeah, sure, no.
That's cool.
But thanks.
So you use your
thanks.
reaction to shout
And
out
I
this
look-
to everyone.
I look physically drained, like everything's been sucked out of me.
Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Nemea, you are up.
Okay.
Lay down
what
next
does
to
it?
Fina.
What does it
Yeah.
cost to use a healing potion? Is
It's
it
a
an
bonus
action?
action. Bonus action to drink one yourself. Action to force feed somebody one.
Okay, then I use my bonus to have a sippy of my greater healing potion.
Okay.
Nice.
4.
Oh, was it greater healing potions we got from the stadium?
Yeah.
You had different ones.
I just put common potion. I don't. Oh well, don't worry.
That should be it. 17.
Cool. You recover 17 HP.
Nice.
21. Nice.
Aha. And then that was just a bonus, wasn't it?
That was just a bonus.
So So I will use my action to move. I'll move one like here, maybe. I want to be like out of the way. Yeah, that's still fine.
BRB.
Okay.
To cast my handy dandy Eldritch Blast
Okay, cool. Roll to hit.
on Mr.
On Olsolf.
Boo Boo.
That'll hit.
20. Let me just find my damage. That's it.
Okay,
Another nat
not
one.
bad.
Every time I roll damage, I at least I nat one.
That's not what I know.
Hey.
Well, 1 damage. You know what I mean. 12
Okay.
damage. It's better than last time. It's average damage for what I can do.
That's not bad. Less
No.
than average is what you don't want.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that your whole turn?
Yes.
Vice, you are up, and Elkas, you are next.
Okay, cool. I want to cast a level 3 Dissonant Whispers on.
Okay.
On.
You haven't used your 3rd level spell this entire fight so far.
No, I've not.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. So it's a Wisdom save.
Who are you using it on?
I'm using it on the boss man.
Okay.
Right there.
What's the DC?
16.
That's a fail.
Oh.
Fuck.
No, it's a fail, as in he failed. He will take full damage.
Oh,
Oh.
god.
He
Oh,
failed
yes.
his wisdom
Fuck's
save.
Okay, alright. Cool. Nice one. So he takes 3d6 psychic damage.
And moves as
they
far
got
as it
to
can away
use-
from you.
Yeah, use a reaction to move.
As far as its speed allows. Okay, 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, cool. That is done. Do you want to roll the damage?
Yep.
Okay, nice
13.
damage. Cool. So what do you whisper to make this happen? This psychic damage.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make you pay for killing my wife. And then that's it.
Yes!
Throw it out to him.
You can see
Throw
on
it
his
shit out
face
to him,
as
man.
you whisper this to him, it kind of floats on the wind a little bit, reaches his ears, and there's a moment of panic as he starts to look around, sees all of the dead Heart of Dawn, sees the 5 that was once 6 that have come in to help that already seem to be potentially losing, and spends his reaction running away. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'd like to give myself Bardic Inspiration, please.
Okay. How many do you have left?
I have 2 left. This will be my 1 left after this.
Okay, cool. Anything else on your turn?
I'd like to. Oh shit! No, my bonus action was the Bardic Inspiration, wasn't it?
Yep.
Fuck. Okay, never mind then.
Okay, Elkas, you're up.
oh.
You gonna move? That's basically all you have left if you want to do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. Yeah.
Elkas, what do you want to do?
Thanks,
Livia, you're after this.
Actually, didn't check this one. That's fine. I didn't realise he moved.
Wait a minute.
You've got 5 guys relatively close to you, Elkas.
Kill the little guys.
Hello. Sorry.
Oh my god! You
Hey.
know what? Yeah, I just realized something.
What?
I didn't add an extra d6 to the damage
Ah.
Why
because
would
it's
you?
it's 3 d6s anyway, and then for any level above.
Oh,
Level
you did
2,
say it was a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, it was a 3rd level. Yeah, I forgot to
Yeah,
add
so
that.
roll the extra one.
Oh, sorry, man. My bad.
It's actually 2d6 extra.
Oh yes, thank you. 2d6. My bad. There you
Okay,
go.
cool, that's fine. Cool, that's added on.
Thank you.
You can see blood kind of not pour, but begin to trickle down the side of his face as this, coming out of his ear as he hears this. It kind of suffers the psychic damage. It definitely seems to be hurting him. Elkas, you have had a long time. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys to finish your thing. Entangle on.
Oh.
Thing is that anymore?
You guys sure that you've been marking off your spell slots, right?
Yeah, he
There's
just
a
marked.
shit ton of spells in this fight.
Yeah,
I mark them off every time.
yeah. I just witnessed him mark it off.
Cool. Okay, let me get my crazy vine thing for entangle. Entangle. Vine.
And twangle.
It's my
Entangle.
phone.
Oh, there it is. We'll use this thing. What is the range on entangle?
I can't read it because my phone died.
Okay, I will Google it.
Something like that.
Entangle.
Entanglement.
5e. I thought it was just entangle.
Oh, is it? Fair enough.
Yeah, entangle.
20-foot square. That's actually a square.
It's concentration.
20-foot square. So that's a 10-foot square. This is a 20-foot square. Starting from a point within range.
It's 90 feet.
Huh?
90 feet.
What's 90 feet?
The range.
Okay, yeah. No, I wasn't keeping it there. I was just checking that it is 20 feet.
Ah.
Do you want it where it is, or do you want me to move it?
Yeah, that's about the origin point.
Yeah, cool. So is there damage involved, or does it just make it difficult terrain?
They have to do a specific. I think it's a strength throw on the moment that they're in there to see if they get caught, and if not, then it's difficult terrain. But if they fail,
So strength
get
saves. Oh yeah, strength saves or be restrained. No damage involved. Cool.
yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Nat 20. We'll just do front to back, so the next one's green. That's a 10, flat 10, so that's a fail. Another 10. A 15, what's the DC? 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And a 9. So the only one to pass it is orange. Everybody else gets entangled. Oh wait, no, only green and blue are in it. In fact, only green and orange are in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I rolled so many times.
They're trapped. Too.
So there you go, that's him entangled. Orange is not entangled.
Then go there, and that's it.
On
I'm done.
success, it frees a creature restrained. Restrained saving throw will be restrained. Yep, that's it. So they're otherwise not restrained. Cool. If that is your turn, it is then their turn. So this guy, I guess, is going to try and get out of it, but it's going to be it's double movement, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, and then he's out of it.
Wasn't that guy restrained?
Oh, sorry. If they're restrained, they have to. What do they have to do? Spend their turn or something?
Spend their action or their turn trying to get out of it.
I think it's.
I think it's just an action.
Creature shown belongs to you. Yes, use its action. Doesn't have to if it's got a ranged attack though, but we'll go with this. So that's him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Where has he gone?
15, 20.
He's up there and behind
He's
the
here.
hut.
Max moved him.
Oh,
Max
I
made
see.
him run. Also, I don't know why he's got a concentration spell on. He has no concentration spell. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, not perfect. So, orange, seeing you pull up these vines, Alcas, is just going to fire at you because he can't move. And by orange, I mean green, my bad. That's kind of cocked. I feel like if those dice weren't there, it would have landed on the nat one, so I'm going to take the nat one. So that is a complete miss as this bolt goes straight by you. And that's his turn in the green. Blue is going to fire at you, Vice. That is, I think, 20. I'm just going to check what his plus is. No. 15. That will miss because the plus with the bow is not as high as the plus with the sword. So that's a miss on you. So that is green, orange. We've got blue, pink, and purple. Go blue on Vice. That will hit. Pink is coming for you, Elkas, with the sword. That is a 27, so that's going to hit. And purple's going to go for Livia. That is a 18, which just hits. So, one for Vice, 1 for Elkas, 1 for Livia. Vice, you take 6 piercing damage as the crossbow bolt slams into you.
Okay.
Elkas, yours was melee, so I'm going to do Livia's first since I'm holding that dice. Livia, you take 7 piercing damage as purple fires a bolt at you. Elkas, it is a different dice, so you take 6 slashing damage as he swings the sword out at you. I need a con save. Was that your con
2.
save? Yeah, plenty.
Yeah.
So
much?
Entangle stays.
10.
It was 6 damage total, I believe, that you took.
6.
If that's what you're asking. Yep, and it is then Olsorv's turn. He
It's gonna do something, Kate.
He is going to do something. Let's check this.
Down.
Blah 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 blah. That's not very useful. I'm gonna go for something else. What is the range on Nemea? Yeah, we're gonna go for Nemea.
What?
That's 15. Nemea, you will take damage because this spell just happens. I might do it at a higher level though. Yeah, let's do it at a higher level, and then I'm gonna check what it does. So you see him begin to move his hands in a kind of rolling motion, as if he's sort of rolling a football around in his hands, but there's nothing in between them. Suddenly this kind of purplish energy begins to flow, and as the hands come as far around as they can go, they begin to move back in the same sort of motion. And 5 purplish darts fling from his hands at a bit of an arc, almost as if tied to like a rail. They perfectly fly in the air and all slam into you at the same time, Nemea. You take all 5 hits from them.
Fucking
It
hell.
is... Oh, that's outside the dice thing, so I'm going to roll it again. 5, 7, 11. Shit rolls. Not a very high dice either. What's 11 plus 2? 13. And 4... 17 damage total. I think it's force damage.
He is insane.
Jeez.
Force damage, yeah. So at the same time, you just get this kind of... It's like being punched really hard. Each one kind of punches into your chest in a different location, 5 different places, and you just feel like you've been pummeled as all this damage lands down on you, perfectly placed. And then he's going to start to go over here because he's pretty weak and he wants to run.
He hit you from all the way over there.
Yeah, he could have gone further if he wanted to. So what, he was here, so that's 15. That's 15, that's his movement. So he is going this way, and it looks like he might be on his way out. Sorry, that's the end of his turn, and the 5 that you're fighting. Livia, it is your turn. Livia?
Yeah. Oh no, bear with me. Sorry.
Cool, no worries. And Nemea, you're after Livia. Should really change the music.
Oh, sorry.
I can't move
Okay,
my...
so I'm gonna move my spiritual weapon here.
Okay, cool.
And I'm gonna hit orange with it, and I'm going to hit orange myself.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'll start with it.
Start with it because he might die.
24 to hit.
That will hit.
Come on, Livia.
10 damage.
Oh, he's just up.
Fuck's sake. Gross.
Hardly.
No, I always remember my spiritual stats. 5. 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
4 damage.
Okay, that is exactly how much health he had.
And for my reaction, can I yell to Vice? Chase him before he gets away.
Okay, so you spend your reaction doing that. Your spiritual weapon moves through the open area and cuts into the back of Orange. As he turns around to defend himself from it, you bring your sword down and across in a opposing motion, and he falls forwards flat onto his face. You shout this out to Vice. Vice, you hear this information. Chase down Olsov before he escapes. Do you want to do anything else on your turn, Livia?
That's me done.
Okay. Nemea, you're up. Vice, you are next.
Okay.
You can use your action to dash if you want to, Vice, and that would mean that you have your movement again, but then you don't have an action.
Okay.
So you spend your action doubling your movement.
Yeah, trying to
Doubling my
catch up to him,
movement.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I get up to him, I can't really do anything.
3 dogs? I've got an extra dog.
No, but if you got within 5 feet of him, if he then tries and moves out, you get an attack
You
of
get attack
opportunity as your
opportunity,
reaction.
True.
And then you're in his face.
Okay,
That's
cool. So you
fine.
move as far away as you can, and then you're going to Eldritch Blast.
She
Also?
did like 30 damage.
I
Like,
can fire
he's
100.
not
Yeah,
good.
that's fine. I assume you're going
wow.
for Olsov, so roll it, and we'll see if you hit.
That's a... Ooh.
Yeah, that was Clutch, the whichever spell it was that broke his invisibility. That'll hit.
What? Oh.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Decent damage. So
Yeah, that is good.
you
Nice.
you
Good
slam
job.
this energy
Hold
across the battlefield, Nemea, and you see it strike him as he's kind of turning and starting to run, and he falls to the ground. You're unsure at this distance whether or not he's still got more to him or not, but that's knocked him down at the very least. Is that your whole turn, Nemea? Somebody tell me if
Yes.
she's typing yes whilst I do other things.
Said yes.
Okay, cool. Vice, you are up.
Cool. Alright, well, I'm going to use my action to move double speed then, to get closer to him.
Okay, I
Why
think
not?
you said it was 65, so I don't think you can get close enough. for the
Yeah, I
attack
can't get
opportunity,
close
but
enough.
you can get
no.
here.
Yeah, I can get there.
If that's where you want to go.
So look, yeah, let me just go there then.
Cool. So that's your action. You doing anything else on your turn?
You still have a bonus.
You got a bonus. You got
I do have
reaction.
a bonus.
You still have your bardic inspiration on you.
Yeah, but I can't really do much with it.
No.
So let me just make sure that I don't want
You
to
can give it to yourself though, can't you? And it ups your AC. if you
I've
get-
already
He's
done
already
it.
got it.
Ah,
I've already
okay.
got it, yeah. No, I'm good. Oh,
Okay. So from this close, then, roll me perception, please.
Going a bit. If
Kick him while he's down.
I fucking will as well.
If you had 10 feet legs, you could.
Perception, yeah.
Yes, please. Okay.
Okay.
So from this distance, you can see that he's kind of crumpled a little bit on the ground,
He's
But,
crumpled.
but his cloak that
Oh, God.
surrounds him is moving gently with what you assume to be his breath. You see on a corner of his cloak the symbol of Arella. And you know
Okay.
that these guys are somewhat tied to Arella in some fashion through honest means or not.
Yeah. Well, I still don't know if he's down, so
Well, he doesn't seem to be dead from what you can tell.
Yeah,
Something is
yeah.
moving him, whether it's of his own will or not, you're uncertain.
okay.
So
okay.
Elkas, you're up.
unsheath my other sword, slashy on pink.
Cool. So it's the standard to hit, both rolls the same.
Nice.
Should be a +7 on the other one, shouldn't it? Oh no, because one's a +1 sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both hit. And you might want to roll damage on the first before you attack with the second, because if you kill Pink, you can save that second attack for somebody else if you wanted to. So you're just rolling damage on the first one. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so you cut across Pink's chest. He's still standing and looking at you quite angrily, but bleeding quite profusely at the same time. So your second attack hits. I assume you're using it on pink the same.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and done perfectly with the rules of dual wielding. Thank you. That is enough damage. As the first goes kind of across the bow, you bring the other sword in that he wasn't really expecting, and just stab it straight into him, and he goes down.
Nice.
No way.
Yep, I can do that. I'll do that for this guy as well. Anything else on your turn, Elkas?
And that's it. I'm done.
Your movement's 35, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, it is then their turn. Green's going to go for Elkas. Blue and purple are going to move in on Olivia. That's a nat 20 on the ranged attack for Elkas. For Olivia, blue. That might hit. That is a 21. Next one. Ooh, that's going to miss. That's a 12. So, Elkas, you take... The ranged is a this dice. 9. Oh, fuck. It's exactly... It was 4 doubled plus 1. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this to fuck you over. It's an 8-sided die. I rolled a 4, I promise. Livia, you take 5 from the one attack that hits you. Let me just move this guy to the back. There we go. So we can see your health. Okay, so this bolt is fired as Elkas moves around the outside to try and back up Vice. This hit from the side slams into him. And he crumples down onto the ground. Livia, you bring your shield up to one, but it leaves you open to the other as he cuts down across your chest, scraping against the armor and catching parts of the skin in between the gaps. That is their entire turn. It is then your turn, Livia.
Okay. I know there's a dead body there, but can I move here?
Yeah.
Aesthetics, and then I'll move this to here.
He's stepping on Fina.
No,
No.
this one's
No.
Fina.
And then I'm gonna attack blue with both of my attacks.
Well, hit him with your first attack, and we'll see whether or not that kills him.
I don't think anything can kill him outright.
That'll
24?
hit. He's taken damage.
Alright.
The only one who hasn't taken damage is purple.
9.
Okay, cool. Okay, so is that the spiritual weapon or your weapon?
Spiritual.
Okay, so as that passes through, it kind of cuts and clips a bit of his throat, and he reaches up for it as he drops his weapons to the ground and just falls to the ground bleeding, and does die.
Okay, and then I'm going to attack purple with my attack.
Okay. That'll
Which
miss.
is 8.
Yeah, that'll miss, I'm afraid.
And then I can move my spiritual weapon with 20 feet.
Yes, you got 15 more feet.
So I'll move it to here.
Okay. Is that your whole turn?
Yeah, prepare to die.
Okay. Nemea, you're up.
I will stay where I am and just cast Eldritch Blast on purple.
Okay,
'Cause
cool.
if I go anywhere, I'm just gonna die. Taking so long to roll.
Yeah,
Right.
does that sometimes.
Rolling the dice. It's
Yeah.
still rolling.
There we go, that's a hit. You go for
Yay.
purple.
Yes.
Give me that damage. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Look at that, you've been doing
First
well
time I
This
so
is
rolled.
your fight, Nemea. So,
Yeah, you're
as
owning
this
it.
linear blast of blackish electronic energy flies over the battlefield, you kill purple outright.
Yeah.
The only
Oh
one
my
left, I'll say standing, is green. He can't move without spending his action breaking the thing. Having taken down Elkas with his most recent bolt, he is looking for a new target.
Wait, doesn't entanglement disappear?
It does. You're right. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, it's good. We want to play properly. And so just the concentration on Elkas. So, after Nemea is Vice. Are you moving, Nemea?
No.
You sure?
No. I'll move behind the
I was gonna
box.
say you're quite far away from your allies who may need aid, so it's your
I
choice.
have nothing to aid them.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Vice,
yeah.
you're up.
I'll die if I move.
Okay.
You know that you're close to Olsov, but you also know that there's only one remaining fighter here, and that if he shoots another bolt at Elkas, Elkas may well die.
Yeah, I know.
He's no longer restrained. Neither would you be if you went into the area that was once entangled. It's
Okay.
entirely your choice. You can. I'll tell you what. Roll
Okay.
perception for me. Okay, that's pretty low. You're not sure whether or not he's made up his mind to just shoot Elkas again or go for somebody new.
Okay, screw it. All right. Well, I'm going to. Crap. Okay, let me do dissonant whispers on green,
Okay.
please.
Is that an
So
action or a bonus?
That is an
It's
action,
an action spell.
and that is wisdom save.
Okay. It's quite a lot of damage for a first level spell.
I know. I know.
I think he makes the save. Does it do? It still
Is it
takes
full
half
half?
damage. It is
It's
half damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not perfect. He has taken damage.
There you go.
Not enough for that.
Nine.
strength,
That'll
but
be
unfortunately, it's close though. Oh,
You've
it's
got an
wait, it's half
inspiration.
that.
It's half that.
Do you want to add the inspiration to the damage? You can do that, can't you? I think it's
I
everything.
can.
That was
I
our
can.
rule on
Yeah,
inspiration.
yeah.
It's everything.
I do, yeah. So, yep, I will do that. And
it's
that
a-
was
is it a D6 now or a
D8, I
D8?
believe. No,
Yeah.
a D8, I believe.
This could make the difference. That's half down to 4.
Oh, shit.
That's not how that
Nope.
works.
88 damage!
Yeah, confirmed.
His head
Right,
explodes, killing everyone in the surrounding area. Okay, cool. Right. What do you whisper?
Would you, I was like, I don't know, like, would you just hurry up and die?
as,
Die.
yeah. As he hears this it catches him
pretty
off guard a little bit. You see him kind of clutch his head for a moment, and he's looking a bit kind of dazed and confused. It is Elkas's turn. I need you to make a death saving throw, Elkas.
No. I tried.
That's a fail.
Oh, God. He's gonna die again.
It is then their turn, and I need to make up this guy's mind.
No.
That's not very high, so I'm going to go for Livia instead. Oh, I think that's just going to hit. Yeah, exactly 18. It's a +3. So, 8
mad, is it?
damage. You're down.
Fuck.
Livia, I need you to make a death saving throw, and your spiritual weapon drops.
Why? What?
Because it's
She
now your
doesn't need to-
turn, and you're down.
Oh,
What?
is it just a d20?
Just a flat d20. Okay, that's one fail.
Isn't that
Nemea.
one? Isn't that 2 fails?
No, we didn't do that rule. Because a nat 20 isn't 2 successes. We ruled against it. Nobody's saying anything. Do you guys have a problem with that?
I said okay.
Oh, it didn't come through. Nemea,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
I'm crying. Eldritch
On green.
Green.
Okay.
13.
Oh, that'll just hit. He
Come
does not
on.
have a lot of health.
Come on,
That'll
yeah.
definitely do it. Okay,
Yes,
so
Get him gone.
where are we here?
How far away is he? I don't want him to hit me.
So, as you fire another linear beam of this blackish electronic energy, it flies down the path and kills Green. He is dead.
Okay, I'm gonna move
it's
forward
all
a
Combat,
small-
for all intents and purposes, is
small-
suspended, as there are no there is no opposition at this point. As a result, Livia and Elkash, you both stabilize. You're still at 0. You're still unconscious, but you're both stable.
Yes.
Given that it's only Vice and Nemea left, Nemea, what do you want to do from where you were?
Well, I want to rush over to Livia first.
Yeah.
Check on her, make sure she's okay, see she's stabilizing, and then call over to Vice to check on Elkas.
What are you doing, Vice?
Yeah, I'm gonna run over to Elkas
Okay.
and check on him, and potentially, just give him a little bit of give him a cure wounds, get him up on his feet, hopefully.
Yeah, you can do that. So use the slot and roll
yeah,
for the cure wounds.
that is. I want to use. I've got no first levels left, so I'm going to use my second level.
Okay.
It's my last second level. Cool.
2d8 plus your spellcaster.
Yep. So 2d8 plus 5. Hang on.
Okay.
13.
So Elkas, you recover 13 HP. Are any of you doing anything to help Livia get back to consciousness? Is
Oh,
there
I
anything
thought-
that you
I have
have?
nothing. I
Have you
have nothing. I'm just
Have
like.
you got nothing? Okay, I'm gonna come over. Come
I
over.
look over and I see that she's down, and I go over.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Use the cure wounds at
Oh, good man.
second level.
Okay. Roll it
I
out.
have a small bit of rope. Can I tie him up
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
after this? I just don't want him
Tie
to run.
him up.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't want him to run either.
So Livia, you recover 18 HP.
I'm gonna take a deep breath and say thank you.
As you all kind of come to consciousness and are helped lifted up off the ground, you look around at the slaughter of this fight.
Yeah.
I'm
There
running
is
over to
dead
man.
bodies all around you.
I'm moving
Fina
over
being
to
one
do
of
that.
them. One thing I do want to do here that we discussed momentarily is everyone that went below 0 hit points in this fight, please tell me what new scar or physical disfigurement you have as a result of going below 0 HP in a boss fight. We'll start with should we go with Nemea, because you already know what you want to do, Nemea.
Yeah. I now have this massive crack going all the way down my right horn, going onto like my face of this like blue energy, because I went down when he cast the like blue ice magic, I think is what he did.
That's
It's like
cool.
the blue. So that is a new thing, because obviously it knocked me out, hit me straight on the head, and I went down. That is my new
Awesome.
permanent scar.
Put it down
Damn.
somewhere on your character sheet so you know it.
Yep.
And I'll probably have to collect them and make a point of them somewhere so that I can remember that those are physical things that you guys have. Next in the initiative order is Vice. Vice, what do you have? Did you go to
Did
below
Vice go
0
back?
hit
I
points?
didn't get down.
Then Vice has nothing. Elkas, what do you have?
I'm still beautiful.
What kind of attack found me?
Single though.
What attack down to you? I mean,
Ah.
honestly, quite a few. You've been up and down quite a lot in this fight. You've been crossbow bolted down. You've been hit with a sword down. I think he hit you with a fireball once and it dropped you out. So you could have a burn, or you could have like a slashing mark, or you could have like a
bolt.
sort of bit of a dent where you've had to remove the bolt and heal it up.
Penis-shaped scar.
I don't think any of them were like Zorroing penis art onto you. But
I want just like a big burn on like my right shoulder.
okay, that's cool. Make a note of it somewhere. Livia,
I don't want one.
tough. Shouldn't have gone down.
On your ass.
Fuck you!
On your ass. On your ass, man.
My life healing everyone
nobody
else.
Will see it. Nobody will see it.
What was it that dropped you? Because it was
I
recent.
don't
It
know.
was right at the end. I think.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know what you were doing.
I think it was a
I just
sword.
took the damage.
Yeah. I think it was a sword attack.
I'll take a.
Doesn't have
Like
to
crap.
be like on your face. It could be on your stomach.
It's on my.
or-
I'm not done. I've got chainmail on. It doesn't make sense for me to like have.
Yeah, but there's gaps. Like where
No,
the
it's going
armpit
on my
are.
face.
There's gaps between.
I'll have a crescent-shaped like mark,
Uh-huh.
like where my temple is near my eye.
Temple?
Okay, cool.
Wow. Okay.
So like a C-shaped cut that's
Yeah.
scarred near your eye.
Which way?
More like
this
a
way?
partial crescent. No, like where your
Okay.
temple is.
Wait,
Like further.
He doesn't know what a temple is.
hang
No,
on.
apparently not. Josh, can you show him? You have a webcam.
Max,
Show-
can you
show
see
it-
my
show-
face?
Yes, I can see your face.
These are your temples.
Yeah, I'm pointing here.
Yeah,
you
there
were,
you
you
go.
were pointing there.
I was
But
I
slightly-
did it first, and I moved over. and I
Slightly
was-
lower down, more next to the eye.
Yeah. So okay. Here.
No, the
somewhere
other
out
way,
here.
you buffoon.
This way.
This could take so
Oh
long.
my God.
Get a pen, Max. Let's start drawing it on.
Okay, no, but it's around here, close
Yeah.
to the eye. You crescent shape, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Nemea, you move over to Olsorv and begin trying to bind him with rope. Vice, you move over to Fina and begin checking on her. Nemea, do you want to roll for me sleight of hand, shall we say? And we'll see how well you can tie the ropes. Vice, what are you doing as you stand over Fina, other than trying to work out
I'm
what
not.
temple
I'm
is?
not. I'm not standing over her. I'm on my knees. I'm cradling her in a way.
Okay. You see,
Yeah.
Nice, Mayor. This is your This is your game.
This is
Yeah,
your
the
game.
mayor killed it, man. What happened?
She's like proper like come out like in this. I wanted to say episode.
I know it's.
This boy got nut. So you're holding Fina, Vice, and you can see her eyes are kind of half open a little bit. As you kind of cradle her head in your arm, you move the eyelids closed, and you kind of moving close to her, you can feel that she is fully gone. It's been a short
Yeah,
while now since she
yeah.
died. Like the rounds in this fight have lasted long enough that if a revivify was ever on the cards, it maybe ended sort of 10 to 20 seconds ago. Not that I think any of you particularly have it prepared, and possibly only Olivia can do it.
I do, but I don't have 200 golds worth of diamonds.
300. Fair
Sorry.
enough.
I did ask when we walked in and she died. I did shout to everyone as a reaction to ask
Has
if
anyone
anyone
got
had any diamonds.
diamonds? Yeah.
So,
I know I
So-
sounded like a psychopath, but there was a reason.
No, I thought that. I did think that.
a couple things here. As this is kind of happening with you, Vice, Elkas and Livia, the only two that I think have both had some sort of arcana-based connection to the tent, and Livia, who's actually been in the tent. I think Livia's disconnected. Either way,
Stop,
Yeah.
stop. My whole fucking internet cut out. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
even miss a word.
it's
of what you
okay.
said.
I picked up on it. You okay?
No, I missed
Are you back
all
now?
of it.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't actually say much.
I didn't
to
say
be
much because I said I think your internet had cut out. I heard you screaming from downstairs. So what I said was, since you're the only one who's been in the tent, and Elkas is the only one to have detected some sort of arcanic presence from the tent, the two of you are aware of the fact that there is something in that tent. Nemea, you spend a good amount of time tying up Olsorv, and he leans in close to you at this point. And
I'm gonna go in the tent.
Ulrich Pina is in some fashion.
Oh no, wait.
Lucy. He doesn't have to fully leave. He can put his hand over his ears or something.
It's okay.
It's gonna be quick.
He's-
That's fine. So as you tie him up, he's not really struggling. But as you kind of pull the last one really tight, he just kind of like flops back, and you kind of grab him by the scruff and look him in the eyes, and you see that he's pretty much on his way out. He comes round to consciousness, a bit of clarity, and looks at you and just says, "The heart of dawn is but one endeavor for Arthurius. Soon the world will burn before him. You haven't won. Not even the Dawnstone and its all-powerful magics can do little more than delay the inevitable." He starts to phase out a little bit. He looks at you, and he just goes, You, and just passes out, seemingly dead. And I'll
Oh.
pull you back into the room.
Yeah,
So that's
gonna
what
be
you
good.
hear. Livia,
Okay.
and you can pull Ulrich back in.
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, cool. You two, I know that Livia just shouted, "I go in the tent." Do you do the same, Elkas?
What I do is I get all broody and I look at my hands as
So
I sheathe my
characteristic.
swords.
Rudy.
Rudy.
I
Is
get
It doesn't just mean you
Just-
want babies.
I know, but that's the way I took it, and it was funny.
Yeah.
Carry on, Elkas.
He just wants
Elkas
babies.
wants to. Fuck.
I know. In this like field of death.
I just want a baby.
he's got only-
Okay, so he moody.
And I tell myself I'm gonna kill myself now. No, I basically look at my hands and just mutter to myself, still not enough. And then I will head towards the tent.
Okay, cool.
I
Vice, you hear that. You're probably the only one that does, though admittedly you only hear it in the sort of muted silence. It doesn't matter that the fire's crackling in the distance. It doesn't matter that the fire of the fences is crackling and kind of burning to a nothingness. This moment of looking upon the dead body of your wife just seems to silence out everything, and even though you hear these words behind you, you don't really take them in. Livia, roll investigation.
Yeah. One minute. I don't know what that is.
Oh, and Nemea, roll Arcana.
Fina.
Ah.
Fina.
12! Can I cast guidance on myself?
Yeah.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, it takes 6
That's
seconds,
all I
but you
have
can do it.
left.
Nice. Okay,
That makes
What
that
the
is like
hell?
a second now. What the hell, man? 13.
so Nemea,
Woo!
the words that
Right.
Olsorb spoke to you suggest to you that you might know the magics of the Dawnstone. The way that he put it make you think that it's definitely at least one of the many most powerful spells that the stone can somehow do.
Okay.
Elkash, do you want to roll investigation for me as well, please? Because you're now in the tent.
Mm. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Everybody's crap. So, Nemea,
Yeah.
you find a small pouch on Olsorv, having been this close to him, tied him up, and all the rest of it. In the pouch are
You die.
3 100 gold diamonds and 1 aquamarine worth 500 gold.
Wow. Okay.
Livia and Elkas. Livia and Elkas, between the two of you, you find 200 gold. This box that I will now put into a place that everyone can see and give everyone control of it, and some notes. There we go. So you should all be able to see Lunari's lockbox on the journal below the calendar.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So the notes you find, I assume that the two of you read them together.
Yeah.
They seem to be research notes. They confirm a few things. Firstly,
what's written on the Lunari's lockbox is the notes.
no. You find some notes, you find the box, you find 200 gold. So,
Okay.
on the research notes, you essentially find a sort of convoluted description that confirms the Dawnstone grants the wish spell. One use, and everything else is dependent on the characteristics of the Dawnstone. It also details a number of past attacks orchestrated by the Heart of Dawn. It mentions about an attack on some they're listed as just kind of general vagrants living outside of Knot. It mentions an attack on a bunch of tribe people in the outskirts of the Wandering Wood. It mentions how they hunted Fina throughout the Wandering Wood and eventually tracked her to Morhen before she joined them. And it explains that they were instructed to do all of this by somebody called Arthurius, that I will put in the chat. And that it was Arthurius who told them that Fina was the chosen. It goes on to explain that Fina joined them in a bid to lead them on a wild goose chase. These are sort of the more recent notes, as they eventually found out Fina's intentions. The intention was, or Fina's seeming intention was, to essentially lead them on this pointless journey from inside by agreeing to go with them, and that's why as well, Nemea, you saw her face seemingly being part of leading attacks, but being reluctant in doing so.
Yeah.
And that they kept finding her every time she ran, which is why she eventually gave up and joined them. Rather than bring them to Moorhen, she decided to protect what was ever important to her in Moorhen. No idea what that was, and join them so that she wouldn't have them on her tail forever. The whole thing leads back to this Arthurius, whoever he is or she.
Arthurius.
Yes. I then need Vice and Nemea to roll perception for me. And Vice at disadvantage. Because Fina body.
Because Fina body.
Okay, 17's high enough anyway.
Sorry, what am I rolling? Am I rolling?
You're not.
Oh.
So the two of you, now having spent some time discovering these things, looking about the camps, coming to your senses and stuff, begin to hear the heavy footfall of some gathering from the south and some gathering from the west. You don't yet see anything particularly on that distance. It's a little bit difficult given the obscurity of the fencing to see beyond where you are. For you, Vice, it's more the fact that fire and big blocks of ice are in your way. What is everybody else doing? Nemea, you've heard what you've heard from Olsov, and you have what you have.
Yeah.
You now know his condition.
I want to.
Well,
Oh, sorry, carry on.
I want to go and tell them in the tent what he's told me about Arthurius and the Heart of Dawn. Basically, what you whispered to me.
Okay. So Nemea essentially relays that the Heart of Dawn is just one endeavour of Arthurius, that soon the world will burn before him, and that you haven't won. Not even the Dawnstone and its all-powerful magic can do little more than delay the inevitable.
Yeah.
That's what he said before he died, and before Nemea found what she found on him. Whether or not you want to tell them about that, Nemea, is up to you.
Yes, I want to hold up the diamonds. And I'm pretty sure we needed one diamond to revive Fina, didn't we?
You would need all three to revive Fina.
Would we? Okay, so then I want to hold up. The diamonds and tell
Can
them
my eyes sparkle as soon as I see them and be like,
Yeah.
I need those, I want
we
those?
can revive Fina. Like, we don't need the gold, and just immediately turn back around. Look at Vice and Fina.
I don't know if it's too late, but I will try.
We have-
Oh wait, I don't know. I can't. I don't have the spells. I can't. I have.
You don't have the slots.
Oh no.
nothing we can do.
Oh well.
How
maybe,
long?
Can we not just long rest or something?
Yeah. How
No,
long?
because the spell has to be done basically instantly, and I
Resurrection.
have
Make an
nothing
Arcana
left.
check, Livia.
That's if I can find Arcana.
Is it
There it
res-
is.
It's not
Intelligence,
true
I believe?
resurrection.
Yeah, I've got it. I always feel like it's under Wiz, but it's not. Oh, fabulous.
Okay. So you're not certain how the spell works specifically in terms of time, but you do know that it's been a good sort of minute and a half since Fina was stabbed before you all, because it happened before the fight kicked off. There was a solid sort of 30 seconds before the fighting began. The fight easily lasted a good solid minute, maybe more, and there's been a good solid sort of minute or so since the fight as you guys have searched around.
Okay. Well,
I'm pretty sure it won't work, and I won't be able to try until tomorrow. I'm
What?
more than happy to try, but
What
I
spell
mean-
is it? This is like completely breaking.
No,
It's
it's
like
fine. The existence of like spells is not meta.
Yeah. Revivify is the one that's Revivify.
Yeah.
it's
like-
it's essentially a spell that can bring someone back that's just fallen, but you do it normally within like a minute of them falling, and
Oh yeah, it died within the last
minute.
minute.
yeah, and that is.
And it's a really powerful spell. Like, it's one of the most powerful spells I know, and I'm just completely zapped.
Livia's description of that is how you describe a spell without being meta.
Could we not like pour all of our energy into it? Because it You know, this
I
spell,
don't
this
know.
spell only doesn't.
I
You
mean,
know,
I'd be willing to try the spell because theoretically, if it doesn't work, it won't consume the diamonds. Not that I give a shit about the fucking
Sure it
diamonds, but
does.
I have no energy.
Can't
Yeah.
just throw this
because it
this
says
blasted thing in there with you. Just put it in there. Put it in there with your spell. Maybe, I don't know.
Vice points towards the Dawnstone as he says this. You guys might not have seen that.
I mean, I don't really care about what happens to this stone. I don't care that it disappears and whatever after use. But I mean, we don't even know what it really does, do we?
Well, what do I know about what the stone does? I know what I've heard you guys say,
Roll
but I don't know
Arcana.
what I know. Why would it be Arcana? Is it not history?
Spell.
Or did I not hear it?
You've read what the spell does, what the stone does. You know
Where?
specific in the notes, in the research notes that I just told you.
Yeah, so that's what I was just saying. I don't know where I heard the fact that the thing has the wish spell.
In the research
I don't know
notes
if that's
that I
something
just
you
read.
told. Yeah, I didn't know if it was something you told Nemea and I heard it as Sevi, or if it was something
No,
my
it was
character.
something I explained to Livia.
Yeah, yeah.
Alongside
I
the
think
box
we
and the 200 gold, you guys found the research notes, and then
Okay,
I
there
read
was
them out
just
to
a
you.
lot of information. I'm just trying to remember where it all, which bits came from
Okay.
where.
Yeah, it's all good. We found it.
Well then I can say that I can say to Vice theoretically. I'm not in the fucking tent anymore. Theoretically, from what we've read from the notes, the stone will allow someone, I don't know quite how it works, to cast an extremely powerful spell that essentially lets them wish for what they want.
Roll Arcana. Unless that nat 1 is your Arcana roll.
No, that was my last one.
I'm
Okay. So-
gonna bring.
You've heard stories, Livia, about powerful magics of this nature. Only ever alongside learning about what you may one day be able to be capable of a sort of similar vein. And you know that the wish spell is particularly volatile. It has a chance to simply fail and do nothing, but it also has a chance to generally be chaotic. In fact, it's kind of its nature to generally be chaotic. For example, wishing that Fina was alive,
She may come back as a living skeleton. I know.
she could come back as a zombie. It could teleport you all back in time to a time before you'd even met and Fina was alive but didn't even know Vice, for example. It could do all sorts of things. It wouldn't necessarily just revive her. The wording is very important. There's also a percentile dice that's involved. And generally, it's chaotic would be the easiest word to describe it. Nemea, you could sort of say, like, you know, you could say to Olivia, like, I'll give you any power, I'll try and infuse you with my magic in some fashion, but ultimately it's not going to work.
So yeah, I'll basically explain all that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, look, you know,
Just out of interest, who has the box?
it's definitely not me.
I thought I had the notes, so I would have assumed Elkas has the box.
Okay,
but
so
Yes, I have the box.
okay,
Yes.
cool. I'm going to put it in your inventory instead. Carry on, please, Vice. My bad.
No,
I'm going to pass the notes to Vice and say you should read these.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important that he reads about how Fina essentially led them away to protect him and the stone. I think and I guess I'll sort of half narrate over it.
Yes.
I think from her actions has shown us is that both of these things are really important to her, and she wanted to keep them safe. And I think anything we do with that stone, you have to think about what she gave up to protect it and to protect you. And I think that might mean not
what?
using the stone.
become apparent to you all now
I
as you're
think-
having this discussion that a number, like in droves, as a result of such a loud, explosive, fiery, and occasionally icy battle, has drawn droves of the Stalvan military to the doorsteps of this encampment. They are just far enough away that you guys can kind of finish out this conversation, but it's clear, based on seeing them in the distance, that you are surrounded. Carry on,
Okay.
Vice.
So there's no time to rest, obviously.
You can rest. You'll have about a minute.
Oh,
Maybe
fucking
about
hell,
5
man.
minutes.
I can't just leave it like this, man.
I'll say to Vice, like, I can try tomorrow. I will try
I
everything
mean-
I can, but I just don't think it will
I
work.
mean, look, you know,
Maybe
she's
we can
got-
find
she-
someone. Maybe there's someone in this
maybe-
giant city who knows a more powerful spell than I do that doesn't have the restrictions that
Yeah.
of what I know.
I mean, look, I mean, we've gotten this far. She's gone at right now. She's gone. You know, leaving it until tomorrow to see if we can bring her back. If it's possible, then yeah. But if not, then I'll accept what's happened. I'll accept it.
Let her
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Yeah.
I still don't
Maybe we
think
can.
leave her here. I feel
I
we
don't
should
want to
take her
leave
with
her
us.
here.
No, we should bring her back to my parents' temple.
Yes,
She'll
I
be
agree.
looked after there. They have a quiet room at the back for emergencies, for things like this. It's known to happen. It's a place of healing,
The
not
guards near
always
the
magically.
fences at this point.
I want to go and kind of put my hands up at the guards and call for help.
Okay. You do so.
So
They
I've got-
raise their weapons to you and tell you to drop any weapons you may have. They see that you have a quarterstaff on your back, but
Yeah.
you're not currently wielding it. They're holding kind of spears at you. You see others with hands on swords, and they're kind of looking past you, and you can just see the sort of horror on their faces as these 4 bloodied, bruised, and battered people stand amidst the bodies of about 20 others who are all dead at this point.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stand in front of. I'm gonna put my hand on Vice's shoulder and cast guidance on him. More for like. I don't know. It might not get used, but it's just a thing, I
That's
guess.
fine.
And then sort of stand in front of him protectively while he's with Fina
Okay.
and sort of collecting himself.
Does anybody want to do anything particularly outlandish as the guards move in to essentially discuss with you?
No, I don't. I will drop my sword
Okay.
to show that I'm not being aggressive, but I will stand in front of Vice protectively with my
Yep.
shield.
That's cool. Elkas?
I'm just sort of stood there in thought.
Okay. So, as the 4 of you,
Oh,
Sorry.
as the
Good
4
old
of you
prison
stand-
days.
Prison
God,
days.
throwback.
Yeah.
As the 4 of you stand amidst the bodies in this kind of wasteland battlefield of the encampment that the Heart of Dawn seemed to have outside of Starvan's walls, having drawn the attention of the guard through, or the military specifically, through this fight, they all come in. They're relatively rough, but not maliciously. You're all put into chains and gathered. At some point, I assume Livia, possibly Vice, tries to make a point of explaining that Fina's not part of this group and that she's to be brought to the temple.
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah.
that.
So Livia, roll with advantage, given that Vice is backing you up. Persuasion.
And I don't want to be like a dickhead about it, but I do kind of want to like make it obvious about like my symbol, my chain, and on my tabard, like
We'll see from
I'm
your
from
roll.
there.
Yeah,
I meant more just like RP.
I know that's what I had in mind, but it depends on how well you roll.
What am I rolling? Persuasion.
Persuasion with advantage, because Vice is assisting you.
Should not be me.
Okay, it's a good thing you had the advantage. They seem to disregard you at first. They see the body and they recognize that she's clothed differently to the rest of the group here, and begin to pick up on the fact that she doesn't seem to be one of them, regardless of what's happened here. Like you say, they then recognize the symbolism and the fact that you seem to portray the goddess of life. One of them seems to agree that they will take the body to where you're saying. Another one kind of suggests that this won't be possible, and a third is just sort of like, no, we can do it, it's fine. And you seem to be relatively comforted in the fact that this will likely be done.
Yeah. Can I say to them, my parents, I don't know if run the temple is the right way to describe it, but
Essentially.
Elders of
oversee the temple.
Yeah.
Please tell them that Livia sent her and that she is Vice's wife. And then I'm going to look at him with sad eyes.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Okay,
gonna look
Hoping that
back
they'll
with
pass the
sad
message on
eyes.
to my parents so that they sort of
that's fine.
know.
So,
Whether they know whether it gets said or not, I don't know.
that's fine. So, you're all taken to a section of the cells where they put you in a room by yourselves. It's dark, and much like before, they keep your stuff nearby, but you are bound by that anti-magic wall that stops the casting of anything. You have a rough amount of sleep. Everyone's at about 3 points of exhaustion by the time we pick back up. But from the point of that fight, 2 months pass. I'm going to change the time now.
Oh, okay, so I don't need to write 3 points of exhaustion. That's definitely what I was writing.
No, you'll have 3 points of exhaustion after the 2
After
months.
3 months?
It's from sleeping rough in the cells.
Oh, you're saying
Ah.
you've been in the
3
cells for 2
months.
months.
You've been in
right.
the cells for 2 months. Yeah, it was the
What's
12th
the
of
result
Relis.
of
It's
that?
now the 12th of Dawn. What's the result of what? Sorry, 3 points of exhaustion.
Yes.
It won't happen this session, so we'll pick it up if it's still relevant when we
I
pick
want
back
to
up.
write it.
I'll put it
Okay,
on
well,
there.
for the sake of it, disadvantage on ability checks, speed halved, and disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Okay.
Would you say our hit points are full though?
Yes.
So I assume we've been eating. So
Yeah, you've been fed. Because of the long stay, they move you to cells that have beds and things like that. 2 bunk beds. Oh shit. Let me just click this. Okay. But essentially, you've been imprisoned for 2 months. You hear murmurs over that time of Fina's body being dealt with properly, that she did reach the temple. You inquire these things with guards. I'm fast forwarding a little bit for the sake of it. And you also hear murmurs of some of the rumours throughout the city. People talk of Grimnir Wormjaw, the advisor to the king, being exposed. There's talk of some sort of movement against the elves, which strikes you as somewhat worrying, Elkas. And there is talk of both a peace treaty being signed that was discussed a long time ago in regards to a specific ruling, and there is also talk of a bolstering of Stalvan's military to recover it back to what it once was, with a specific interest in casters, because the outlawing on magic led to casters being essentially shut down, and as a result they weren't operating throughout the military or the guard or anything like that anymore. And it seems as though, through the rumors that you guys have picked up, just hearing guards overhearing guards, there you go, and finding that there are some who are on rotation occasionally who are more willfully passing on information with you, it becomes apparent that you're all to be held accountable to the slaughter at the encampment outside of Stalvin. That the repercussions of such devastation are incredibly severe, essentially anything short of the death sentence for killing so many people. These people were recognized as Stalvin citizens, some of them, others tourists to the city, though they'd been there for some time. And essentially you're all being held accountable for the deaths of these people. However, alongside the other rumours you hear, you start to hear specifically you four, because the guards kind of laugh about it a little bit and kind of half give you the information, that you're to be brought before the king of Stalvin, King Anderblath. the 2 months pass, and eventually that day rolls round. You're all brought, still cuffed and chained in the same way as you were when Elsorb's men paid the bail on you from the prison. If you were to attempt to cast spells in some fashion, it would fail. But I would imagine that you're familiar enough with that now, having recognized these restraints, to probably not bother trying. So don't assume that you've spent any slots or anything like that. Elkas has both his wild shapes and so on. They bring you into the palace, which you recognize from when you were here before, which ended in a similar fashion for you. But this point, straight down the main pathway, through the huge, looming, ornate gates, throughout the somewhat more fantastically adorned Kingsguard, clearly noticeable in their rank by their display of their garb from the standard guard that are transporting you. They actually hand you off to a number of Kingsguard, who then continue this courier section of your journey. You're brought to a grand hall, and as two large wooden doors creak open slowly, you look out to this huge room. Very high ceilings, everything in line with the keeping of Stalvin and the white stone on kind of blue adornments. There is a long carpet down the center with gold gilder that leads up to the throne at the other end. Bear with me 1 second as I get this thing. So you see Zachariah Anderbleth, the king of Stalvin, sitting in the throne in front of you. You're brought about 30 to 40 feet from him. On his left, you see a younger fellow, about sort of 30s-ish in age. Livia, roll history for me, please, as the only one that would potentially know who this is. Okay.
Nope, 'cause I can only roll shit today.
You don't remember a name, but you do know that the Kingsguard have a captain, and that he reports directly to King Anderbleth, and you gather that this is perhaps him. There are a number of other Kingsguard stationed in this room in front of pillars, large halberd-style spears in full heavy armor and Stalvin colours. All of them have the Stalvin symbol on like tabards, but you notice specifically the Kingsguard captain has a badge of the Stalvin symbol with some additional adornments around it that seem to denote his rank in some fashion. As I say, you're brought out in front of him, and the king looks upon the four of you and stands. Let me just check that this is what he says. Okay. So, he looks upon the four of you and says, I understand you have been brought here to stand accountable for your crimes. He doesn't really expect a response, but some of you catch his gaze. Those of you that are willing to look up can do so.
I am.
These are hard times for Stalvin. Men and women are required to recover the ranks of what the army once was, back in the days before demons. We have been weakened by the lies of Grimnir Wormjaw and his deceitful magics. Many changes have been made, which must now be undone to secure Stalvin as the great city it rightfully is. The first has been to abolish the outlawing of teleportation magics. As per the talks with the dwarves of Dumbarlin, this treaty has been signed. You may have missed this information in your time in our prisons, but know that it is done now. Next, the outlawing of magic in Stalvin has been abolished. All willing casters are being conscripted into Stalvin ranks. You will soon hear rumours, if you've not done so already in your time here, that the acts of Grimnir are the work of the elves of the Wandering Wood. Likely the site of Grimnir's origins. Elkas, roll history. Okay. You
Sick.
have no recollection of a deceitful elf called Grimnir Wormjaw. You have heard talks of corruption amidst the council before you left, but it had never reared its head in such a way as to be any more than quiet rumours. This suggestion that this elf has been essentially tricking the King of Stalvin into making all of these untactical, unwise moves in Stalvin, being the work of elves, is a shock to you, but perhaps starts to confirm some things that you had otherwise believed to be essentially children's stories in terms of belief. The king goes on. His heinous crime is an act of war, one I intend to answer. We have left the denizens of that treacherous place whilst they remained peaceful. As that no longer seems to be their case, they shall feel the wrath of the Silver City. We have investigated the four of you. 2 travellers without homes, a nomad with no clear history, and an orphan raised here in the capital. Regardless of your origins, your crimes mean you owe this city a debt. Bear with me one sec. So you then see the fellow in the Kingsguard garb that seems to be the Kingsguard captain come up to him and say, everybody roll perception for me, please.
Okay.
Nat
Nice.
20!
7 did a
Finally!
roll!
Ah,
Nice.
So
I know all the
Livia,
things!
Livia only, as this person whispers into the king's ear, you hear something like, started a fire, half the fat quail, Gaston's restaurant. And that's basically and he kind of looks at him and just says, and he turns back to the four of you and he says, it seems perhaps these most recent crimes were not your only in this city, though I understand that this remains to be seen.
I'm gonna have a very
One
confused
sec.
look on my face.
I'm told all of you showed great magical skill when you were apprehended. And that is why, instead of a far harsher penalty, I will offer you this deal. Join the Stalvan army. You will be watched closely until your intentions and allegiances are clear. We will assign you specific tasks when needed, and when this war is won, you will not only have your lives, but you will have your freedom. Your debt to Stalvan will be paid in full, and you will be allowed to walk its halls once more. Vice, you don't know what she knows, you know what you know. If you would rather... Go on, Elkas.
Essentially clasping at my ring, and I look dead in his eyes. So you'd have a traitorous elf join your ranks?
And he looks at you and just says, whilst Grimnir has been confirmed a traitor, you, sir, have not, though that remains to be seen. We have other elven folk whose allegiance lie with Stalvan. If you would rather stricter sentencing, and he kind of looks at the four of you once more, he says, we can enact it now. And some of the Kingsguard step forward brandishing weapons, as though the death penalty is not entirely out of the question. He looks as though this isn't his intention, but it's also a confirmation simply by their movements and the fact that it seems to be directed by the king, that it's not out of the question to him. He looks at the four of you now and says, what say you? You first. And he just motions to the left. He has you, Vice, on the left.
Why would you want criminals to join your army rather than giving us a death sentence?
I do not wish to bring death upon anyone whose crimes are either not entirely confirmed, or of those that are confirmed, I would not wish the death penalty regardless.
I let out a slight just noise of derision at the hypocrisy of that statement.
It's fine. He looks at you kind of somewhat quizzically and turns back to you, Vice. He says, "We have needs for those amidst our army, certain tasks that we would not send good men to do. I do not offer you a simple trade here. The tasks that we will dispatch you upon will be difficult. You will be accompanied by members that I trust, and I will ensure that any insubordination is met with the same potential outcome you see before you. There is no discussion to be had." Go on, the mayor.
Oh, sorry. No, you can finish.
It says there is no discussion to be had here. What is your answer? He's looking specifically at you, Vice.
Oh.
Okay.
Are you pausing to wait a decision?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand up because I've been on one knee. I stand next to Vice and say we accept, and look at him with like a questioning nod.
Okay. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why Livia's stepped in to say we accept. I think I'm still in that state of mind of, yeah, my wife is dead, and I don't really give a crap anymore.
Process anything.
Yeah, that's
I'm just
perfectly
like,
acceptable.
I don't even know. I don't
the
even know.
alternative is potentially death.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna turn to look at him, and I'm gonna say, our time here on this earth is not done.
Okay.
We didn't do what we did with malicious intent. If people want to hear out our story, then we will tell it. But we will take your deal. And we will show you that we mean that.
I appreciate your willingness, miss, but it seems perhaps your fellows do not share this opinion. He looks at you, Nemea, because you've gone to speak a couple times.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks over Elkas in a sort of dismissive manner. What do you say, Nemea?
I like walk forward a bit, like properly step forward, and I tell him I accept wholeheartedly, but I want him to know the truth, and that like we were kidnapped by the Heart of Dawn, and we were attacked. They murdered Vice's wife, and what we did was in pure self-defense, and it's a miracle we even survived. But I completely accept his offer because I've always wanted a place to belong, and I want to join, completely separate from what they want. So yeah, that's my.
I'm gonna look at Nemea and sort of give her an encouraging smile.
He looks at you, Nemea, and thinks for a moment and just says, "I've not been involved in the entireties of your imprisonment and processing. I'm sure you can appreciate I have more complex things to deal with in these times. Let it be known that if it is proven that your acts within this city were not malicious, and that your crimes were not of your own doing, I will have you pardoned."
I thank him, and then I kind of step backwards to kind of join the group again.
He looks at Elkas now and just says, "Well, it seems your group have made up their mind. What say you?"
I just look directly at him and say, "You have openly declared war on the very family I hold dear, the very people that I have grown up with. Give me one good reason why I should actually join you and not just die here."
Elkas is taken away by guards at this point. Two of them move in at the suggestion that he was born amidst the elves that Starvin are now at war with, as explained by the king. You are smacked in the side of the face, Elkas, by the first, and then he grabs you round the neck and drags you back before two more move in You just see the king's face kind of drop for a moment, and he like almost half turns away at the brutality of the situation. So...
I can say it out loud in a minute. Just carry on.
Okay. And he's dragged away. As he is dragged away, you just hear the king say, "Unfortunate. I'm not sure where his allegiances lie. I appreciate that he seems to be an associate of yours. I am not certain for how long. I will ensure that my men carry out further checks before this agreement is continued with. However, we are in need of casters amidst our ranks. As I mentioned, my intention for your group is not one of safety. The tasks that we will have set for you will be perilous, and you will be accompanied by those I find fit within my ranks. I will assume for the moment that you are not aware of that one's origins, and if further investigation proves as such that you were not with him before your time here in Stalvin, then the offer will remain as it is. Under these grounds, do you accept?"
I
I'm
do.
gonna look at these two and then
Yeah.
see if Vi says anything, and then if he sort of stays silent, I'll say we do. But if he does, then
I'm
obviously I
no,
won't.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the king and be like, I accept, and then that's it. Put my head back down.
And the thing I put in the chat was that despite us being in handcuffs, I try to hold Vice's hand,
Okay.
just to let him know that I know that he's still like in pain, and he's not thinking straight. But I don't want him to feel like he's alone.
Good then. With that settled, take some time before we depart. A watchful eye will be cast over you throughout the city. I would not recommend attempting to leave. Miss
I want-
Herondale, I believe it is. And he addresses you directly at this point, Olivia.
Yes, my lord.
You may inform your father that he no longer has reason to harass my guards seeking an audience regarding your imprisonment.
I'm gonna half smile and look at the floor.
Sergeants start their induction once they have had some proper rest and said their goodbyes. As of this day, we are at war with the Wandering Wood and all those who hold allegiance to it. At this point,
I'm going to
Go
say
on.
thank you, and with a stern, hard voice, say we will not fail.
I want to ask maybe one of the guards or something, or maybe the king directly. I'm not quite sure. That we get shown immediately where Fina's grave is, and kind of look at and say
I was
that's where
just
we
about
want
to
to go before anything else. We
that's
want to pay
fine.
our.
The king goes back to his throne. You're all brought by guards away from him, so that they can kind of stow their weapons more easily. You ask this out to the kind of collection of guards, and you see the King's Guard captain step forward quite intentionally as he approaches your group. He follows the assortment of other Kingsguard until they bring you to the entrance of the palace. You are released of your various chains, and after a few moments, one of the guards comes running up and just says, "We've confirmed she's being held at the Temple of Arella. I think perhaps she's been buried there." And they relay this information to you after two guards kind of have this discussion. You get the impression from this that, given the time that's passed, Fina is buried amidst the various plots near the Temple of Arella of others who have died and been brought to the temple. You have no clue where Elcas is gone. You guys are essentially now free to spend some time in Stalvin and essentially say your goodbyes before you will be collected and conscripted into the Stalvin military for the war on the Wandering Wood. That is the end of the first story arc.
Oh no!
Very interesting choices with Elcas.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. Freaking hell! I thought
Holy
Elcas was
shit.
gonna die.
He still might.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what though? Fucking
probably.
well
But-
done. Well done for you though.
Well done,
Elcas.
everyone.
Yeah, well done. Excellent, man.
I think we all did great.
I
Everyone had
honestly
their moment
thought,
when fighting. I think we all RP'd awesome. Like, it was awesome.
yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah.
I honestly thought that the mentioning of like where they were going and how they were going to attack would kind of lead you, Elkas, to accept so that you could like work from within later.
It's more of a thing of I'm already emotionally exhausted from everything. Elkas is pissed off that he has no strength. He's being like told that an entire military is going after his home and his family. He doesn't feel like he has the strength to stop any of this.
Mm-hmm.
So what else can he do? It's his act of
self-destruct.
defiance because he's just lost.
Well, it does beg the question:
There you go.
do you want to roll a new character? Because that option is totally available to you. Not that you need to answer now. But that's definitely a question you'll need to consider between now and probably January when we pick back up again.
Oh
Wow.
my
shall
god, I
see
can't believe we're not
without
gonna
us.
do anything until January. Gosh.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
is not true. Because
Well,
I was running my one
not
shot,
true.
and you guys need to make characters.
yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
believe-
I get.
Go on,
oh,
sorry.
Where's my dice? I get to play with my dice again. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Karen.
I was just going to say, yeah, so as of next week, Sevi, is that right?
Yes.
You don't have to
well,
skip next
actually,
Tuesday?
no, I have got to work from home in the evening next week. But I don't know how long that's going to take. So I don't know if next week is on. Bear with me one sec. Yeah, so the idea is that I'll be running a one shot for you guys, and it should last. Honestly, I've never run a campaign, not a campaign, sorry, a one shot or any kind of D&D. So I don't know how good I'm going to be or how it's going to go, but I'm going to give it my best shot.
You're going to be great.
Hey, man,
No pun
yeah.
intended.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm going to try and make it 2 to 3 sessions long because one's just a bit short. Like, you guys know how long it takes to do combat and how long you actually end up spending doing RP when you want to have decent conversations.
I
and
get to
don't wanna-
play.
Yeah, I want you guys to play with Josh. See Josh as a player. I'm hoping that I'll get to be a slightly quieter DM because he will DM his character so much that I can just be a bit more quieter than he is.
I don't imagine you'll need to describe my combat stuff.
No, this is what I'm hoping. Josh will do a lot of explaining, so then I can breathe a little bit rather than have a panic attack. But I do need you guys to make some characters.
Okay.
What level did we
Have a
agree,
count.
Josh? I can't remember.
5.
I thought it was 5.
Okay,
So
yes,
the same level that you guys are at now.
I need
Um,
pointers.
it will be happening in Stalvin. It will be happening about 15 years before current day in our current campaign.
Okay.
You will all be part of a pre-existing group. You will know each other and have a collective cause, but what class and race, etc., is pretty much up to you, as long as you don't take the piss.
What's the age range? Because I know a
No
character.
age range. You can be 18. You can be 200. I don't care. You just need to
Okay.
be fit and healthy, so that makes
Ah,
sense
just
that you
realised
would
I've killed
be
Max.
actively doing things and be with a group. Yeah, you'll all be working towards a cause. You'd have been out together each other. I don't. One shots take a lot. Like, there can be a lot of wasted time. I don't want to waste loads of time when we've only got 2 or 3 sessions to like have you guys meeting each other and doing the meet and greet, because
Yeah.
that can just take up like an hour and a half of time, and it's just not necessary. So if we just have it as you all know each other and you've all been working together in a while, you all know what you're all about, then we can just skip all that and get straight into the story.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good. So
So have a think
hopefully-
about what you want. Talk
hopefully
in the
next
chat.
Tuesday,
You
yeah?
guys don't all turn out to be, I don't know, female warlocks or something.
No.
I don't care if you guys want to have relationships or if you want to be brother or sister, or whether you want to be completely different.
Sevi,
Okay.
yeah.
just so I can wrap up the stream, are we saying not next Tuesday, or are we saying we don't know yet?
I don't know yet.
Okay, cool. So do you know when you'll know?
I'm hoping I'll find out in the next couple of days.
Okay, cool. So we'll hold out for that. In the meantime, if you are watching the stream, which you're probably not, or if you're watching this VOD on YouTube, look for us next Tuesday, and we'll let you know if it's not. Bye, stream.
Bye,
See you
stream.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.